There's me released and big. Excellent. There we go, guys. Hello and welcome. Yeah, sorry about the delay. We had a bit of a technical delay with my computer. It was running massive CPU usage, but now it's only down to 15%, which sounds much better, actually. So I don't know what I was downloading. Ooh, that's interesting. There's just been an update to the Stream Deck. And now my recording button, when you press record, actually has a red light that goes in and out like that, so you can see that it's actually recording.
I'll turn that off. That would be well annoying.
No. Do you want to know? Honestly, it's really good for me because I can see that I am now actually recording. Well, beforehand, it wasn't like that. And can I just say, Big, that I've named one of my buttons after you. It actually says, "You are now turned on, Big." It says big. It says big is turned on. I can see you.
You're welcome.
You're looking very pleased with yourself. Welcome. Welcome to the Mindframe as well. Who the Mindframe plays wonderful Starfinder games on Wednesday nights. So if you're ever around about 8 o'clock our time. So yeah, anyway, hello and welcome to this week's Shadowrun game. Notice I left off an adjective there. And we're going to enjoy some adventuring in the cybertech world of Shadowrun tonight, and we've got it should be an interesting game, whether or not it it improves on last week's episode. But basically, you're back in the world of 2076, where magic is possibly stronger than steel, where spirits walk on the astral planes to be confronted and controlled, where that childhood dream of driving a car goes one step further when you are the car, when working out is no comparison to metalling out, and when the internet has been replaced by the world of the Matrix, which filters into our very existence, and only Deckers, only the odd lizard can actually, only Deckers, Technomancers, or Medivac's character can completely control. Welcome to the world of Shadowrun, and without further ado, I will allow the players an opportunity to introduce who they are and who they will be playing. And we start off with the indisputable master of magic, spells and illusions. It is Chugawugga.
Oh, thank you. Hi guys, I'm Chugawugga. I play a character called Stanley Lovely, who goes by Dudley on the streets. He's middle-aged, receding hair, a bit portly around the odd middle, and he wears small, round-rimmed glasses, constantly having to pull his trousers up because they're always falling down. Tries not to do anything too energetic because that's not his forte. What is his forte is magic. He does provide magical support for the party, be it combat spells or illusions or the odd bit of healing here and there. When he's not shadowrunning, he's looking after his elderly mother, who's 78 and has numerous medical conditions that constantly need his
Undivided attention.
Undivided attention. And I will pass on to the person who doesn't really have hair like that, Medivac.
Lovely. Hello all, my name's Medivac and I play a character called Locksmith. And my forte is 39+1. So, he used to be
So I'm lost. I am
40.
Only the intelligent people would have got that.
+1.
40, okay.
No, it's spelt different.
Boom.
It's spelt different. Oh, dear God.
I thought it was quite good. But...
I thought it was good as well. But
It doesn't matter how many people say it's good, you're not getting any edge.
the maths.
Just so you know.
The maths, yeah. He used to work for Qubit 64, and now he's out on his own after a little bit of a misunderstanding. He used to think he was an awesome decker until
Until he actually started to play.
Yes.
And just so you know, we've never thought that.
That's the art of role playing.
And I noticed that he wears an earring as well.
Yes.
Oh, no. And with that, I shall Big Beastie.
Hello, I am Big Beastie, and I play a character called Billy Bob. He's the tank of the group. He's a big, mean, lovable orc with stuff all over his body. He's also ex-military, so he brings to the table the knowledge of weaponry and military skills, tactics.
Special weapons and tactics.
I just want to wait. I just fancy giving you a grenade, Billy Bob, just so you try to chuck it. Because I just think it'd be so funny when you go, huh, and it just drops at your feet. But then I thought it would just go boom.
It won't do anything.
Yeah, there'll be devastation round about it. You'll just be so, oh, did I feel something there?
But with his intuition, he'd probably think it's a pineapple. And
Yeah.
And who are you passing it on to?
The only man that's left, Longshanks.
Hi guys, I'm Longshanks CPG. I'm playing the new boy to the group. He is a chap called Tornado. He's what's called a rigger, so he does all the sort of like the vehicle support, so he does all the driving. He can also and he's got various drones and that sort of thing, so he can do eye in the sky sort of overwatch. And also, if the need arises, he can become the drone. So he like channels his mind into the drone, and he can actually fly as if he was flying the drone around, and drive as if he was actually the car, which is pretty cool. And if really needed, he could probably use a pistol in combat, but he hopes that he doesn't have to. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to our amazing GM Inrose.
Hang on, I'll just turn off the radio from the background. No, you didn't notice a fancy thing. I actually made your icon, your tokens a lot bigger when you were introducing your characters, so people could see them. They filled up the screen. It was quite.
Oh, we didn't see that.
No, but you'll be able to watch it on the rerun. That's what you need to do. Now, just remember that there's 15% off in the waffling shop starting from today.
Don't start.
Why did?
No, I would go. Well, I'm just going to refund it all and then reorder it to get the discount.
I would.
Send it
It's
back.
too late now.
Well, once it arrives, send it back so he gets a chargeback fee.
Yeah, that's what Chuggerwugger does all the time. That's why I'm so like skint. So yeah, okay then. So what a great adventure you're having so far.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, so let me just clarify some things for everybody watching and the players as well. So you have been hired by somebody who forgot his name because I don't have my notes open, but I will.
Louis Gilbert.
That's the one.
Louis Gilbertson, and you have been. He hired you to look after Eric Dreyfus's twins. And you were hired, Aaron and Erin, and you were hired to ensure that they had a wonderful time at the gaming convention
I'll get killed.
because if they have a really good time, Eric Dreyfus, their father, will be very pleased, and then they will vote. He will vote on the board to keep Louis Gilbertson's company at the gaming convention, because there is a rival company called the Darkest Shadowcon, who is trying to take over. So you have been hired to make sure that they have the most fantastic time ever. I will now go on to the story so far.
You mean they haven't had a fantastic time? I thought they were having an amazing time.
Well, the party met up, the runners met up with Eric, Erin, and Aaron at a rather posh Mongolian bar, I think it was, where they suddenly realised that they had lost Erin. Studley took a quick look in the ladies' toilet, to the shock of many of the ladies in there, since he is male. Tornado.
I wasn't looking for her though.
No, Tornado was checking out. He had a drone in the air and was just trying to track young ladies for some unknown reason. Locke.
He was just taking pictures of random girls.
Yeah, Locke decided not to go at all, and he stayed back in the hotel. And Billy Bob looked out the door and actually saw that, because Erin was missing, and found her, and then went out. And Erin was stood by a car, and there was an orc in scrubs, like hospital gown sort of thing. And then as Billy Bob arrived, then he put down the boot of the car and drove away.
So we took the registration number and sent the drone off to follow.
He just drove off, and then Erin, who was dressed up as a cat at that point, I think, came in, and you had a bit of a chat. Then you went back to the hotel and you took them to the penthouse, because Locke had done a wonderful matrix test and said that they were in the penthouse. Unfortunately, his matrix test didn't go that well, and they weren't in the penthouse. They were actually one floor above, where the group have got a single room with 4 bunk beds, and they're sort of like camping out there by themselves. Studley did earlier on try to use his negotiation power to get a better room, but sadly he's not that good without his magic up. Anyway, the day of the first convention arrived, and everybody arrived, and that was really good. Tornado and Locke went off to buy coffee, and Billy and Bob
He's so big, he's too big.
Billy, Bob, and Studley followed around Eric and Erin around, and they got invited into a game, which was called what was it called?
Warrior Force.
Galactic Patrol Warrior Force. That's it. Yeah, 7th edition. Anyway, they went in there, and the party were encouraged to play. Billy Bob kept guard outside. Everybody else joined in. And there was a weird lad who turned up, who was called Crank, who seemed to be one of these ultra gamers. He had a little trolley with him.
A bit like you.
Yeah, and he's sort of like, I have a shopping trolley. There's nothing wrong with that. Please do not be judgmental. Anyway, they did that, and this guy Crank, the party failed miserably. None of the dice rolls were happening or anything like that. And Crank run, and Erin was mightily upset. She burst into tears because she felt that she had been really badly treated. And then they sort of like left, and they stormed back to the hotel, not in a very good frame of mind. And I think that was the end of day one.
Day one.
And that is where we left it for the adventure. So we're going to pick up today's adventure. Today's session is going to start off with on that evening. Okay, so it gives you the opportunity, if there's anything that you wish to do. I'm assuming, Tornado, that you will position a drone like you did before.
Yes.
Up in the corridor. And so I presume that's happened before. And Studley, Locke, and Billy Bob, you are all in your room, getting nice and cozy. Okay, and I will pass it over to you guys. Off you go.
Okay, Billy Bob wants to ask, as Tornado, as he got any of the what are them cameras called? I can't remember the name of the cameras.
RFD tags.
That's
Yeah, it was an RFD tag with a hidden camera, with a micro camera attached to it. That's what FaZe used to use.
yeah.
No, I don't. I'm afraid. I have drones though. I've got I've got my fly drones.
Mm.
They can fly, whereas the RFT tags can't.
Bad digger.
And if you throw them.
I'm not a decker.
You don't have a decker. Oh no, sorry.
No, we don't.
I think the other thing is anybody can use them.
Yeah, anybody can.
Yeah.
A decker can actually spoof it though, can't they? If they wished, they could actually. You can have the feed going straight to your comlink, or a decker could actually spoof it so they intercept the feed if they wished. They would have to get a mark on it. Is it just one mark, or is it 2 marks to spoof? 1. I was right.
So do we know what's happening at the convention tomorrow? Is that information available?
Yeah, I was going to say that's what I was going to aim for as well.
Day 2 seems to be all about selling new stuff. So it seems to be that the first day seems to be introducing some of the new major games. The second day appears to be more about like buying new supplements, buy new rule sets, buy new copies of the game. So there's several games that are actually lined up to be released at the game convention. So obviously it's going to be all hands on deck tomorrow to sort of like ensure that you get the games that maybe the twins want.
Okay, does it mention anything like signings or anything like that by, the people who have made the games or the celebrities who play them?
No, there's nothing like that tomorrow, but you do notice that that's actually happening in day 3. So I think the idea would probably be how the convention is sort of like thinking is that each day there will be something different on. So the first day was trying the new games. The second day is buy the new products. Now, if they had the celebrities there on that day, people would then buy it, sign it and go home. But they're bringing the celebrities in the next day. So hopefully people will come back to have their copies signed, and that would be that would be the plan.
Do we know if the Erin and Aaron have their own money, or are we expected to buy it for them and then claim it back?
Well, you would. They're as you know. I mean, Eric Dreyfus is quite a wealthy person, so the chances are they've been paying for themselves up to this point. So you probably won't expect them to.
I think the thing to take into account, though, it's not normally you don't normally pay for them. It's sort of like there's normally sort of like a VIP thing of people to get in, or there might be like a competition that's run for a copy of the new game. I don't think it's going to be something that money's going to be able to do.
They've probably been a lot of the time with things like this. They've been ordered in advance. It's a bit like when you get a pre-order of, say, Somerset Isles for Elder Scrolls Online. I've bought it ready, ready to sort of like play
as a collector.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, any ideas of how we can make this go better?
Maybe get there a little earlier and be first to get in there and make them happy.
Yes, I think that will be probably everyone's idea. I think a lot of tomorrow is going to rely on how quickly Mr. Locke can alter the things on the how should I put on the fly. Isn't that right, Mr. Locke?
Now, alter what on the fly?
Well, things like the data pads that have the information on, who's on the top of the list for receiving the free titles. And you would have to edit the files and actually put Aaron's name on. It's computer stuff. That's what we pay you for.
That wasn't the way you wanted me to do that.
Well, the thing is, we need to ensure that these people have a good time. That's what we're being paid for. And as you can appreciate, when it comes to them actually giving out stuff or having people test the new games, there's going to be a lot of people all wanting to do the same thing. There's going to be several people who have already maybe got VIP passes to play the games, etc.
I would have thought Aaron and Aaron would have VIP passes anyway.
Oh, well, that's okay then. There's no need to worry. We
But,
can just walk around behind them then. Excellent. Right.
How can we find out if they do have VIP passes or not?
Well, should we ask them in the morning?
Maybe a bit late by then.
So you want me to go tonight and find these pads and alter the information tonight?
No, you have to do it on the fly tomorrow.
Yeah, so we can find out tomorrow if they have VIP passes, can't we, in the morning? So
Excellent. And what about you, Tornado?
Well, I think we just need to work out exactly what games they want particularly, and then make sure that we get there at the times and then at the right time that they to collect their things, so that they can just jump straight to the head front of the queue as their name gets called out. So to know exactly what games they want and where they are, then we can get there as quick as possible.
Excellent.
So they don't have any waiting, and they don't have all the stress of waiting that they did today.
Excellent. Right. That's our plan then.
Okay then, so the night passes very, very quietly. There's nothing feeding down from your link, from your your what's it called, fly drone, fly spy.
It's my fly spy. Yeah.
No, nothing comes. There is the odd movement detected every now and again, but it just seems to be cleaners walking backwards and forwards. And you are actually alerted at about 7:30 in the morning, Tornado, when you suddenly get a huge amount of movement coming down that actually buzzes in your ear as requested, as the drone picks up movement from the two doors. And a quick glance into your heads-up display, you notice that the twins are actually up, and they seem to be heading down to your room.
Okay. As soon as that happens, I said, "All right, wake up!" I'm like, "Oh, wake up, everyone! They're on their way down. Quick, make yourself presentable."
Studley would already been up by that time. I want to be casting a spell and having it sustained throughout the day.
Yeah, cool. Go for it. So, what's the force of the spell?
It's at force. It's going to be at force 3.
3. So that'll be spell casting plus magic.
But I am. I'm. What do you calling it? I'm pre-edging it.
Okay, cool. Knock off the edge point.
actually.
So, 4 successes, and your drain will be your logic plus willpower. Is it willpower plus logic? Yeah. Or you are incoming drain. So you resisted it with 3 rolls. Excellent. So that's 4 successes that you had. Even is that with your edge on?
Yeah. Yeah, not very good.
No. Yeah. So 4 successes. So that's your increase charisma, isn't it?
Yeah.
So therefore, your charisma is now three higher.
What is it? Is it before
The attribute
higher,
is increased. Yeah, 4 higher. Sorry, the attribute is increased by amount equal to the hit scored up to the target's augmented maximum.
So I'll just put that on the situation modifier if I need to use it, and that's being maintained by my.
So what's your charisma now?
So my
6.
charisma currently is 3. So my augmented would be 7.
Right. Why is your augmented 7?
Because I got +4 for the.
Oh right.
Increased charisma. It's normally 3.
Yeah, I thought your I didn't know what it meant by augmented maximum. It says the attribute is increased by an amount equal to the number of hits scored up to the target's augmented maximum. Any hits that would increase the attribute beyond this augmented maximum are ignored. So your maximum for you, are you a is your maximum charisma 6 for your?
I shall have a look. Bear with me 2 ticks.
But can you know sometimes you can get something like face skills get a +1.
Well, what do you call it? Elves have 7, don't they?
Yeah. So it's either going to be 6 or 7, one or the other.
Yeah, go and carry on, and I'll.
Yeah, cool, excellent. Anybody else wish to do anything? If you're going to do something, be quick.
No, just gonna grab my stuff.
Okay then. So anyone else? Quick before
just do daily routines.
Okay, so there's a knock at the door, and it doesn't seem to wait for it answer, and they sort of like Erin sort of like bursts in saying, "Come on, it's the second day. It's going to be a great day." Billy Bob's just sort of like stood there in his boxers and sort of like tries to pull something on, and she sort of like says, "Oh, I can't wait for today. Today's going to be the most fantastic day. I've been waiting so long for this day." She's actually wearing a rather elaborate costume today. It appears to be the costume of a warrior maiden. Studley, you can roll your. I think you've got role-playing games skill.
Yes, but it's of the 20th century.
Yeah, that's all right. Still roll it. You just need more successes. That's all. How many successes? Sorry, I've not got it open.
I got 2 successes.
Two successes. You think she might actually trying to be Danlis. She's a warrior maiden, very much akin to Xena warrior princess. And that's why you remember it. And she's meant to be a special ally of Neil the Orc Barbarian. And she looks. It looks all right actually. It looks quite well made, etc. So,
well, all I can say is I'm glad I didn't wear mine as well.
Yeah, well, exactly. So after sort of like a quick breakfast, you head back over to the convention centre, which, if you remember, is just down the road. And as previously mentioned, yesterday was all about playing games. Today is all about merchandise.
As we're going down in the lift, can Studley try to find out some more information about what Erin's most looking forward to today?
Yeah.
By asking questions.
Yeah, by all means, go for it.
So as going down in the lift.
Let me just finish this little bit because it might give you some clues. So it's all about merchandise. So GameCon is the place for gaming companies to debut and sell convention exclusives. So their newest and hottest products. And you've already noticed, because they've shown you, that the twins have a massive shopping list. It's a bit, imagine an iPad or, like a tablet, and it just scrolls almost like endlessly. Locke, you suddenly realise that, or whoever asked the question, they probably do have plenty of money to actually buy things. And there seems to be everything from the list, on the latest online games to all the virtual games. There seems to be accessories that, of course, you can buy accessories for this channel on the Waffling Shop, collectibles, and even vintage games. Those old-fashioned ones that you used to play that you actually have to have a board. Studley, you'll know about this. When you
still have them.
Say again, sorry.
He still has them.
Yeah, but for the rest of you, Locke, you're also like thinking, a board? Why would you want to actually play in real life? When you've got the Matrix at your fingertips. Anyway, yeah. So there you go.
Okay, but there's nothing. What's on the top of the list? It'd be like, so what's the thing that you're most looking for today, Aaron?
It's my most favourite game, and I've had it pre-ordered for absolutely months, ever since Game Console started to sort of set it off. It's a game that's rather special to me. It's called Gunshots and Ladders. You probably don't know it. It's a vintage game. It's a board game.
Oh. It sounds very interesting.
Aaron says, "Sup, dude? I'm looking forward to buying the new almost like player versus player. It's called Four Weeks. I don't know if you know it.
Oh, no.
There was an old version of it that was called Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
This is the more up-to-date thing. Basically, all you do is that you just jump around and shoot at things and hope for the best.
Oh.
Really cool game.
Yes, it sounds it. Oh well, I'm sure we're going to have lots of fun today.
Oh, I really do hope so, because yesterday was so disappointing, and I spent a good hour on the phone, on the comlink to my daddy, crying about it. And he said, don't worry, I'm sure today will be better. Aaron says, yeah, she did. Cried a lot. Kept me awake.
Yes, well, yes. So,
perhaps we should, to make sure you both get as much of the list as possible, perhaps we could split up for a bit and get your main games first, and then meet up and see how it goes.
They look quite shocked at you. They said, no, we go together. Okay. We've always done it together. We have to go together. Aaron says, we'll get hers first. That's what normally happens. And then we get mine. Always the case. But you love it, Aaron. You love shopping with me, don't you? Yeah.
As they're going down as we're still going down in the lift.
It's a mighty long lift.
As they come out, Studley wants to. He's got his comlink and he's got his AR gloves, but he wants to do a quick matrix search on this Gunshots and Ladders and see who the publisher is.
Yeah, cool.
While that's happening, Billy Bob's going to ask him, so have you got VIP passes?
No, we don't have those. We were hoping. Daddy said that maybe we would get them to improve how much we enjoyed it, but we've realised that wasn't the case. How many successes, sorry, Studley?
3. Well, I got 5, but I'm limited by my
yeah. It's produced by a company called Yesteryear. So I'll Yesteryear Games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you got it? Do you need it?
Yeah.
Spell?
No, I can remember it. Yeah. So if we pull up the is there like a virtual arrow for the layout of the convention hall?
Yes, well, once you get in there, all the booths sort of like have their arrows on their heads, if that's what you're saying. When before then, you can call up a map as soon as you get anywhere close that has all the sort of like the booths on, and they're currently advertising what they're advertising, etc., etc.
Okay. So the I mean, I don't know where they want to go when they get there, but Studley wants to try to make a beeline for that particular part of the conference hall.
Oh yeah, so like right the way over the. So once you get to the conference hall, you sort of like notice that there's a queue to get in as always, and other people are sort of like bypassing the queue and sort of like going in. Seem to be flashing something on their comm link. And they sort of like seem to be getting in, and you're sort of like stood in this line waiting for the main doors to open. And Erin, despite yesterday's disappointment, is getting quite excited. You know, and you notice that on her comm link there seems to be a map of the dealer hall, and there seems to be almost like an arrow showing the progression round, the process round, almost like just sort of like it seems to be the best possible route to follow. And Aaron sort of like catches your eye, sort of like, or looking at it, he says, "I did that." He says, "Most effective route to get everything."
Oh, it looks very well done, Aaron. You obviously have a great skill in that type of thing. Very logical mind.
Sup.
So,
And anyway, while you all sort of like stood there, the doors open, and the queue slowly starts to move down, and you sort of like they're not even paying a lot of attention to badges or anything like that, but you go through what appears to be some kind of scanner. That sort of like bleeps as you go through it, and you enter the hall, and Erin almost like lets out this shrill scream of sort of like this, "Oh!" like this, as she goes dashing off with Aaron, and you all sort of like hot on her heels, and she goes to the first store, and she buys something that seems to have something like Pokemon Gone or something like that, and she sort of like buys it with a comm link, and she's just getting really, really, really excited about everything that she's possibly buying, and she keeps turning around. She says, "Oh, look at this charm bracelet I bought. Can you see he's got this on?" And she buys another one saying, you know, "Dallas Warrior Maiden" on a t-shirt, and she's getting more and more excited. And then what happens is that all of a sudden you see her, she's following this path, and she seems to can you make a perception roll for me, please, anybody who's nearby?
Work or not?
Just tell me your successes.
I got 2.
2?
Is that everyone make a perception?
Yeah, if you I don't know where people are, but if you're nearby, then yeah, that's absolutely fine. And you just tell me what successes you've got.
I don't know.
I got 3.
3.
I got 1.
Billy Bob has 2.
I got 2.
Yeah, okay then. So you notice that every now and again, Erin seems to be saying a little bit underneath her breath something like, "They better not be out. They better not be out. Oh, they better not be out. They better not be out." And then you yeah.
Studley's going to ask the question. He's going to say, "What better not be out, Aaron?"
Oh, gunshots and ladders. Oh, they should be going on sale now. I've had mine actually pre-ordered for months now. and you notice that you sort of like turn round the corner of a booth into a long line, and you suddenly notice that you can see the booth in the distance that has a huge arrow over it saying yesteryear games, and then underneath it says today for one day only, gunshots and ladders, gunshots and ladders. And it says there, and you also notice that there's a huge queue. There must be over like nearly 100 people all stood in this queue, and Erin sort of like joins the end of the queue very defiantly, and sort of like stands there. She's got all her bags with all her other outfits, all her other merchandise on, and she's clutching her data pad, and you can see that anybody who looks at it, you can see that she's just looking at the reviews and sort of like watching the YouTube video, the trailer of it, and she's sort of like quite exciting, and and the queue's moving but incredibly slowly.
Is it just a single queue, or
there's just one queue?
Is there like a separate entrance?
No,
VIP or anything like
doesn't
that?
seem to be. There just seems to be one long queue leading down to what appears to be almost like a fairground booth that you obviously go through, and you can see that there's some yesteryear officials on that, and they're sort of like letting in a few people at a time and then stopping it. A bit like you can only have 4 people in the shop. They're sort of like letting a few people in and then stopping them, then letting a few more in and stopping them. And the queue is going down, but incredibly slowly.
Okay. Forced to see whether or not anybody wants to do anything. No.
Is there?
Okay, so Studley's going to break off from
Hang
the
on,
rest.
Tornado was going to say something.
No, it's fine.
Okay then.
So Studley's going to head down towards the front of the queue. And what are the officials? What are they checking people in with?
They seem to just be scanning the comm links. So they just have like SIN scanners.
Okay. So he's going to go up to one of them and sort of like try to catch his attention so that he can ask a question.
Yeah. So as you get close to it, the people in the queue sort of like look at you and say, "Oi, there's a queue, Mister. Get in the queue."
Oh yes, I know there's a queue. I just need to ask a question.
The guy sort of like looks at you and says, "What do you want?"
Are you accepting VIP entrances?
The VIPs have been dealt with, Mister. This is just for want of a better word, the normal people.
Oh, VIPs have already been dealt with.
Yeah. They get to come in before the conference actually starts and gets to purchase anything that they've ordered pre the. And he sort of like looks at the person and he sort of like gets a little bit closer to you and says, "Rebel? Come in, yeah. So yeah, they're way gone. Hence the queue that you need to be joining, Mister."
Oh, do you have a list of the VIP? I think there might have been some mistake because one of the people that I'm with had a VIP pre-order.
And what was it? What was the name?
If you have a look at your records, it should be under the name of Aaron Dreyfus.
He sort of like takes out his scanner and he sort of like types some stuff in. And he says, "Nope, no Dreyfus here. Sorry, Mister. Sorry. Next 4, in you go." And there's a whole yay as 4 sort of like fangirls go rushing into the booth.
Studley will say,
I don't
Anybody
suppose-
still back with the twins? Up on the arrow now, as well as that, there's now a wait time coming up, estimated time for waiting, and it says something like 36 minutes.
Studley will say, I don't suppose you could check again, could you? I could certainly make it worth your while, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, there's a sort of like
Hold out his cred stick.
yeah, the people at the front of the queue sort of like look at you and say, "What are you doing, Mister?" You can make an inf. What do you want to make? A con? No. A bribe roll is there? I haven't got my rules open.
There's no. I don't think there's a bribe roll, is there?
Con, maybe?
Yeah, I think con would be the next best thing. If
Yeah, it's okay. So you can try to make a con roll.
Okay.
Yeah, he sort of like says, "Look, Mister, I would take your money, but I can't really take it in front of all these people. It's a bit obvious that you're trying to give me cash in front of these people." And then another guy says, I have some money. If you want some money to let me and my son in.
Oh, no, that's fine. No problem.
And he
Maybe come back later, Mister. I can take your money then.
Yeah.
It says 34 minutes waiting time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Studley will go back and join the rest of them.
So, rather than just waiting here, all of us together, why don't we stand in the queue and then you kids can go and get something else from somewhere else, and then come back in maybe 25 minutes.
Erin sort of like looks at you and says, "No, this is the most important thing. I need to get this. This is the best vintage board game ever."
Okay, well, what about your brother? Does he want to go and get something as well? Or is he going to stand here with you?
He says, "I can go and get something if you want me to. If Erin's happy about that."
Aaron, how do you feel about that? It just seems a bit unfair, and I'm not being horrible here by saying this, but there's no point in him being stood in the queue. There's nothing he can really do here, so go let the boy shop.
Okay then, so Erin says, "Yeah, that's fine," and she sort of like stays in the queue, really excited, and Aaron sort of like goes off to continue buying his stuff.
Tornado will wander off with Aaron, just to make sure he's not on his own.
That's cool.
And Tornado will sort of like carry stuff if Aaron wants him to, and
yeah, well, he sort of like carries on round merchandise, sort of like buying games and merchandise and sort of like cups and things like that and T-shirts. And it gets to about, it sort of like starts to say that the waiting time is only 20 minutes now. So obviously things are getting quicker. And Erin sort of like gets really, really excited. And then all of a sudden, there's the thing that was flashing gunshots and ladders goes, and it says sold out. And Erin looks at it. You notice that the colour drains from her face and she just falls to her knees and starts to cry and sobbing. And it's one of those cries that she goes like that, and everybody starts looking around at her, And it's like thinking, what on earth is this?
Okay, can I do a matrix perception on the area where the games are? See if there's a little server there. Basically, what I want to do is try and get onto their host they've got in there and see what stock there actually is. Because 9 times out of 10, when they say they're sold out, they've got some put aside still.
Yeah, you can log. You can try to log onto their. They don't actually have their own host because it's like a mobile system, but they do have some data pads, and so you can make your matrix perception search to start off with.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 successes. So there's definitely things running. There's things like their data pads that their SIN scanners are running. They're wireless, and there seems to be various checkout machines inside the booth that you can see are wireless as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the odd communicator working as well.
Right, gotcha. So yeah, I'll try to put a mark on one of these PDAs.
What one that the person at that they were doing?
Fritters. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go for it. So is this a hack on the fly test?
Hack on the fly. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, you quite. They don't even actually seem to have a firewall or anything like that, and you quickly manage. I actually get a critical glitch on my roll, so you actually gain 2 marks on the device.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll do a perception to see if I can see any stock taking, any stock reports on there.
You need to edit a file. That's what you'll need to do.
Where's
So
my
that would
edit
be
file?
computer plus logic.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. Cancel. Three successes.
Yeah, I get another critical glitch. This data pad doesn't see the ones that the people are standing out at the front. They don't seem to contain data about stock. It seems to be like a database about who's VIP, who was not VIP, who's entered, who hasn't entered, and so you can see that they're as they're going down, they're scanning them and they're getting ticked off. And then that's it.
Okay. Could I edit it and put a name on there? I want to put Aaron's name on rather than Erin's name because he's already been asked about Erin, hasn't he? So if I put Aaron's on there, my theory is they'll go, "Oh no, we've missed him."
Yeah. Whereabouts are you planning on putting
on the VIP section?
Yeah, by all means.
So that would be edit file again, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it certainly would be.
And 6 successes.
Yeah, you quite easily add his name to the VIP list.
Right. Okay. I'll clean my tracks and come back out, and let's see if this works. So I'll just.
Are you're erasing your marks, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's computer plus logic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, to erase marks, do you need 3 marks on it?
I'll have to check.
I think you need 3 marks for. Oh no, hang on. You have 2 marks, don't you? Yeah. So you can, if you want to remove both marks, You need 3 marks on a target you are removing marks from.
Don't worry about it then. As soon as I reboot my system, it'll clear them anyway.
It will do, yeah.
So I'll just exit.
Okay, cool.
Right. Erin, what? Come with me. I'll take Erin to the front. Come with me.
Yeah, she's just sort of like still sobbing on the floor.
Okay. I'll walk up to the front, but I'll take Stanley with me, if that's okay. Stanley.
Studley.
Studley. Come with me, please.
What's the plan?
Well, I'm gonna subvocally tell him that I put Aaron's name on there, and when you go up there, you can just say, "Oh, I've made a mistake. It was Aaron Dreyfus, not Erin Dreyfus," and hopefully that'll get us in. I'll get us a copy.
Right. So shall we send somebody to go and find Aaron on the?
Well, should we just check first and see if make sure the name's on there before we go disturbing the lad, and then we'll say, "Oh, we'll quickly go get him."
Right. Yes. Okay.
So Studley's going to go up to the front, talk to the same person if he can.
Yeah, and you sort of like ask about Aaron Dreyfus's name being on the VIP list, and the guy sort of like says, "Oh yeah, sorry, yeah." As you get to the front, you can hear people saying, "Oh, typical. They only let the VIP people get these good games. Us noobs have to always stay here. This is a right scam, I tell ya."
So Studley's going to be to the guy. He's going to be, well, this is absolutely disgraceful. Why wasn't Aaron actually told that he could be there before as a VIP?
Well, he says,
obviously a big mess up in your communications. Can I speak to the person in charge of this fiasco?
Yeah, make an influence roll, or an intimidation roll, or whatever you wish to, or a con roll, or or something. I forget which skills you have. I presume it'd be a con roll, yeah.
Okay. Situation modifier.
Yeah, he sort of like said, yeah, okay, mister. It's okay, mister. Just keep your hair on. I'll go and get him.
Oh, excuse me, are you trying to be funny?
And he sort of like walks off, and then about 30 seconds later, a rather smartly dressed man with the yesteryear badge on. It seems like his name, from his arrow, his name is Kenneth, and he's the regional manager of Yesteryear Games. And he comes up to you and he says, "Yes, sir. How can I help you?"
Yes, I think there's been serious problems with your with your queuing system and your VIP entrance.
How so, sir?
A friend of mine had VIP entrance. They were not informed that they could get here early.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that, sir. I will report this immediately to the organisers of this gaming convention, since they communicate with everybody their privileges as being a VIP about quick entrance to all our events. Please, sorry, is this your friend? He looks at you, Locke.
No, it's not me. It's a wee lad. He's gone shopping elsewhere.
Oh, well, please do bring him along immediately, and I will allow him to have access into our booth straight away.
I take it his copy is still reserved for him as he was VIP.
Oh, just one moment, sir. And he sort of like picks up the scanner. And he sort of like looks and says, "Oh no, sorry, no copy reserved for Aaron Dreyfus." And he sort of like turns it round and shows you, and he sort of like, you can see that he's on the VIP list, but there's nothing attached to his name at all. If you'd like to bring the young boy along, I'm sure we can give him access now.
Just check. I mean, I think he might be getting this for his sister. Just check if one reserved for Erin Dreyfus.
Yeah, and he sort of like he looks down it, and he sort of like says, "Oh yes, there is one reserved for Erin Dreyfus. Well, she ordered one, but unfortunately, sir, as you can tell from the sign, we are now sold out."
Oh, so if somebody pre-orders something, you just give it away anyway. What's the point of pre-ordering if you're going to give away the item that somebody's pre-ordered?
Yes, well, unfortunately, sir, we had quite a few people ordering the game, but don't worry, we will still actually make true our pre-ordering request. It will just be a slight delay of 2 to 3 weeks before the item will be delivered via the normal postal services to the young lady.
I'm sorry, but that's not good enough.
Well, I understand that
If somebody
completely, sir.
pre-orders an item, then you should keep it in stock for them. It's not a case that somebody pre-orders and then you just willy-nilly sell it.
I do understand your rather your relationship with Erin Dreyfus is
None of your business.
right. So I see. So I'm not too sure whether or
Does
not
it make a difference?
Well,
of
yes.
My relationship with.
Well, of course. I don't know who I'm actually talking to.
Well, my name's Stanley, and I'm a close friend.
Is it possible to see either Erin or Aaron Dreyfus?
Well, you can probably hear Erin Dreyfus. As we speak, she's so upset.
Yes, I understand the upsetness of Erin, but as you can tell from our terms and conditions, we are completely in our legal right. Any game that is pre-ordered can be collected directly from the gaming convention, and if stocks run out at the gaming convention, then it can be delivered within 2 to 3 weeks. You will notice it in the fine print.
Yes, it's always very easy to hide behind fine print and terms and conditions.
I understand, sir. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, have you helped me with anything yet, or?
Well, I have offered to bring allow Aaron Dreyfus in on his VIP pass. Unfortunately, he has not yet appeared.
That's fine. We'll get the wee laddie to you as quick as possible then, and we'll let Aaron in to have a look around.
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. And on behalf of Yesteryear, can I just say, have a wonderful day at the gaming convention today.
Why, thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Billy Bob, go
I
and
look
find
forward.
someone and kill him and take it.
I look forward to seeing you.
Has Tornado heard any of this on the comms, or has it just been comms between the two of them?
Well, I always assume that you're...
Comms are open, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always assume.
Okay. In that case, I wanted to check before I did this. In that case, Tornado would have said, "Oh, it sounds like we should head back to Yesteryear Gaming because apparently you're on the VIP list. So we should probably go and see if we can grab a copy for Erin because I think that might make her day."
Oh yes, and as Aaron Aaron gets really excited about this. He says, "Oh, didn't realise I was on the VIP list. Shame Erin was. This game means so much to her, you know."
I know, yeah. Let's see if we can go. If we head over there now, we might be able to, jump the queue and hopefully grab a copy for her. Then you can give it to her, and she might be.
Yeah, and as you get further and further back to the queue, Aaron hears Erin howling and goes up to comfort her and says, don't worry, Evan. I've got a VIP pass. I can get in there and maybe get you. And Evan sort of like hears this and just sort of like bursts out crying even more. And he sort of like brings sort of like he says, I'm sure we can find one for you as well. And she just sort of like sobs. And as he sort of like moves with her to the front of the bar, the thing, Tornado, he sort of like talks to you and says, you know, this game means so much for her. It was the game that she used to play with my mother, who's passed away.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that sentimental value makes everything even more special. So let's get to the front of the queue as quick as possible. And we, I believe Stanley and Locke are up there already. So
Stanley, Studley, and Locke and Billy Bob, I presume, comes along as well. You're all now at the entrance. The guy sort of
bullseye, isn't it? This is what you could have won. Yeah, I know you really like it, but look, we've got your brother in instead.
And the guy sort of like Aaron sort of says, I'm Aaron Dreyfus, and they sort of like scan his comm link, and they say, oh yeah, the guy goes, yeah, go straight in, Mr. Dreyfus, and Aaron sort of like, it's just sort of like sat there in her Xena warrior princess outfit, shaking so far, and Alan sort of like looks around as if to say, what do I do now?
I whisper to him so he can hear. See if you can get a copy of the game for her.
Okay, so Aaron goes in.
Is somebody else allowed to go with her, or is it just him on his own?
Well, he's the one that you put the VIP pass on.
But can't you have somebody going with him?
Adult supervision.
Adult supervision, exactly, yes.
Well, he's not a child. I don't think he needs adult supervision, but technically, unless there's something that you're not coming in. Yeah, so that's sort of like how the VIP system works. So it's just sort of like he goes in. Anyway, he goes in and he sort of like is in there a while, and he sort of like comes out, and Erin is looking up very expectantly.
How much does this game selling for?
You know that. You can see from the adverts roundabout. It's about 150 credits. You know, it is a vintage game, and it's quite an exclusive game. And you find that there's only about there was literally about 30 made by the yesteryear games for the Gamescom convention, and they were billed as this exclusive 30 games.
Right. Okay, so has anybody come out with one since we've been stood there, or were they all VIP?
You didn't see anybody. Roll a memory check first.
Billy Bob's gonna turn to Locke and say, maybe get everyone on VIP for tomorrow.
Yeah, so four successes study. Yeah, you suddenly remember that no one actually came past the queue with a game. It might have been that there had been a different exit out, almost like an in and out session, which that might have been the case. However, you're pretty sure that you didn't see anybody actually pass through.
Okay.
Yeah, so Aaron comes out and he informs you that there's none left. They've all been sold. And Q, Aaron, breaking down yet again and starting to cry. At this time, Aaron sort of like comforts her and takes her over to the side, like a little like a corner out of the public eye to console her.
Is there an equivalent to eBay in the 22nd century.
Well, you'll be able to buy things via the black market if that's what you're.
Well, I'm just thinking that, sometimes there's always somebody who will buy something, and that they'll always buy one of the first things, but almost immediately you see it for sale at sort of like quadruple the price on a trading site.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably something a little bit black market because it was only due to come out today. So the chances are somebody might be selling them off. They might have got themselves a copy and it might be selling off. So, if a good matrix search might be able to, because you'll be able to search via the actual words, and see whether or not there's any around.
Okay, so Studley's going to do that.
Yeah, so it's probably something better for Locke's agent to do, because therefore the agent can actually do it constantly. Well, you would do a matrix search now, get the results, and then that would be it. So something like, I think, Locke, you have an agent, don't you?
I do, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so something like Locke could sort of like tell his agent to keep searching the matrix for it. And then that agent can just carry on doing it, all the time, and then report when they actually see something. Mm-hmm. If that's what you would like to, or Studley, you can make your role now and then do the agent if you wish.
Yeah, I'm going to do my role now, and I'm going to put some edge behind it.
Cool. Yeah, 5 successes. Yeah, you don't actually find any copies of Gunshot and Ladders actually on sale, but you do find a whole load of blogger posts, and it seems to be people who are blogging and sort of like live vlogging from the gaming convention, and there's a lot of talk about scams, and lots of people have pre-ordered this game and everyone was sold out before anybody even got there. And there's almost like video interviews with people, and everybody seems to be very sort of like angry and cross, and they're sort of like saying bad things about the game con and how it was the worst game con ever. And some people are saying, I don't think it's yesteryear's game's fault. It's these stupid people at GameCon. They couldn't organise a gaming convention even if they tried.
But there's no angry people going up to the actual booth and...
No, they seem to be in typical gamer fashion. They tend to be tweeting it rather than actually tackling it. And I mean, people are still going into the booth. There's the queue still going down. It just appears that Gunshots and Ladders, the 30 copies that were exclusive to GameCon, have been sold out. So it's not as if the whole yesteryear thing is sold out. It's just this one game. So the people in the queue, they
might not have been going for the...
Yeah, exactly. They might have been going for the Dungeon Quest board game.
Okay.
I mean, they could have been using that Shotguns and Ladders game just as a tease to get people in.
You could well have it, yeah.
Okay, you as you sort of like also like stand around looking quite puzzled.
Studley's going to go and start manually searching around the convention hall to see whether or not he can actually find anybody with this board game who's maybe he's got one.
Okay, so Tornado's drone will probably be able to do that better.
No. I'll
because if it's got sensors, it'll be quite easy to download an image of it, or capture it from the stand and then give it as almost like a facial recognition role, and then it will be able to sort of like go up and start hovering around to find the information.
Okay, what would be the best way to do that? Would that be remote or jumped in. When I jumped in, I'm going to be collapsed on the floor, aren't I?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna try.
the basic you'll have two ways of doing it. You will either use you can either use its sensors, so in which case it'll be pilot plus targeting, and it'll be limited by its sensors, or you can use your perception and monitor it, in which case you'll roll your perception and it'll be the limit will be your drone's sensors.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do the second way. So I'll do it as via remote. Try and fly it around and try and see anybody with a copy of the game.
Okay, so you will technically be in AR while this is happening. So you need to roll your. What's the sensor rating of the drone?
Sensor rating is 3.
3. So you're rolling your perception, your intuition, and it'll be the maximum number that you can get is 3 because it's limited by your sensors.
My perception, intuition.
So just roll your normal perception because we can hack off the limit.
I got 2.
2 successes. Yeah. So the one of your fly spies sort of like you feed it the picture from the stall and sort of like send it up, and it starts to make its logical sweeps of the area, scanning backwards and forwards, trying to locate the game. And if you watch the feed every now and again, you can see it go as it sort of like picks up random things. It's really picking up a lot very quickly, but as you can imagine, there's quite a few people here. It's while it's up there that you actually all get a comm call coming to all your communicators at the same time. It seems to be an incoming message from Aaron.
Voice only, is it? Or
it is voice. Yeah, there's seems to be no video link to it.
Okay, so I will we'll take it on.
He sort of like says, guys, I don't know if you know this, but gunshots and ladders is really important to Erin. It's what our late mother used to play with her. As you can imagine, she's pretty devastated. And I'm really upset, as you could probably tell from my voice, about it all. So he says, I would like to hire you. He says, I've got 5,000 credits here. That is yours if you could do a bit of a job for me.
We appreciate that the game is most important to Erin. We are trying to get hold of a copy for her as we speak.
Yeah, but he says, I might have the answer. He says, I don't know if your Decker friend noticed it as well, but when I was coming in and I was checking things out, I noticed that I did a bit of matrix snooping, and I actually found some evidence that there's some kind of a scam going on here. It looks like somebody has been ordering up and buying off the exclusive offer here remotely, causing the item list to be all taken up, all 30 copies, and it seems that they're all just waiting now to be collected.
Oh yes, that's very interesting. No, yes, no, we didn't. Right. We will. Yes, we will see what we can do.
I take it Locke got that message as
yeah, it came through to everybody's convoy together. Yeah. Aaron says, are you going to accept the deal then?
Oh well, to be honest with you, we're going to do it because we want Erin to be happy, and we want her to actually have her her item that she reserved.
Well, he says your decker might find this useful. And he sent over, you all recognise it because you all use them a lot, but it seems to be an ID for like a com code. So that like the communication, almost like the ID number of your comlink. So you would have your comlink code, and then you would reassign it with your name. So the comlink recognises that, but this one just has a comlink, and that's it. A comlink code, sorry.
Sorry, we'll say again what the comlink code is.
Yeah, so when you get a comlink, to make it your own, what you would do is then register it. So that comlink code is actually, your name rests on top of it. So the communicators communicate with comlinks codes, but really you don't keep seeing the comlink. You see a bit like, now if on your mobile phone, it's a phone number. Say again, sorry.
It's like naming your PC.
Yeah. So when somebody phones you, instead of seeing their phone number, you see their name, because their name is assigned to the comlink code. However, on this one, the comlink code has nothing assigned to it.
So it's basically like a burner comlink code.
Well, it's either that or you don't know who to assign it to. So when you first got together, Tornado would have sent you his comlink code, which you would have all received, and then in your contacts you would have added Tornado onto it. So you don't see the comlink code coming up anymore. Right. You see the word.
So it's like a phone number in a mobile phone.
Yeah, and so it has you don't know who it belongs to, because you don't know where it's come from.
So I'll ask Aaron. Aaron, so whose comlink number is this?
He says, that's why I'm paying you 5,000 credits.
Right, so it's not just somebody you want us to talk to. Fair enough, thank you.
Yeah, and he ends the call.
Can we not call it and just stay quiet, see who answers? Is that a thing?
I think there might be a bit more to it than that, Mr. Bob.
Okay.
The thing about that, just to let you know, is that, say for example, Studley called it, then Studley's comlink number would go to that comlink. Now, you're quite right in your thinking, in the sense that it wouldn't come up saying Studley, but it would come up as Studley's or Stanley. Yeah.
What I was thinking is, like if you dial 141 in front of like a mobile number, it doesn't come up with your mobile number.
Yeah, unfortunately, in 27.6, people have got round that, and
Right.
now that's why you have now we have fake SINs, don't we? So it's a lot easier. People are not, people are quite happy to give over comlinks.
Would we be able to assign that to that number to one of our comlinks, so we could pretend to be this person to pick up our copies?
You can re-register comlink numbers. So say for example, if you got a comlink that was already registered to somebody, you could re-register it. However, that's the realm of the Decker. But
that's what I mean. Sorry, I was addressing it to Locke. Sorry.
The only bad thing about that is that, as you can probably imagine, it's not very easy to do. I think the previous sort of like group of people, that's when you came across that van that you couldn't actually
we couldn't use because we couldn't.
Yeah.
So.
And the other thing as well is, if you assign it to another comlink, surely you would need to put the person's details on there so they would know who's picking it up also. No? Am I wrong by saying that? You wouldn't just walk up with a comlink with a number on it and no name.
what I'm thinking is, would it be possible if you like went out and bought another comlink?
Cloned it over.
Yeah, and re-registered it and used that as like a burner comlink. Is that possible? I don't know.
Would that number be on the whatchamacallit gaming's log register for the games, and then we could then base it that way?
So you can to re-register a device. That's what I was just looking up. It's an extended hardware skill plus logic, limited by your mental, and the threshold is 24, and it's 1 hour for the test. So not only would you need your if it's the threshold's 24, then your mental is going to have to be huge because it's limited by your mental attributes as well.
Yep.
So no then.
That's what I was just looking up then.
Then Billy Bob's out of ideas.
How about tracing the comlink number?
Yeah, you can trace the link. Any decker can do that. It'll just be your computer plus intuition, limited by your data processing. But that's opposed. So it's opposed by the person who has the link. So basically what you're doing is you're technically calling the number and then sending your trace down with that call, high speed matrix stuff. So hopefully then as it gets to the other comlink, you try to get through the firewall in order to pick up the ID of the comlink and then get back with it. And so that's why it's sort of like opposed.
Well, that's one avenue to take. At least then we can find out where they are, who they are, and based on that. And I've got a horrible feeling now it's coming out Chuffing Kid. That's what's he called, Frank.
His name is.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least.
Because wasn't like in the briefing that the other company,
the opposition. That's right.
Yeah.
Not Diamond. What are they called?
I'm trying to look for it.
Darkest Shadow.
Darkest Shadowcon.
Yeah, that. Yep.
I think we need to know who's placed the order.
Yeah. Hopefully that's whoever's the number is. So we need to somehow get the ID off the number.
But there must also be another system that shows who's placed the orders and where they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Locke saw that when he did his initial perception roll. Because I said there were sort of like he could see all the wireless devices, and there was sort of like the data pads at the beginning that was doing like the scanning, and then there was people selling like the till registers or scanning comlinks and things like that inside, and then there was the advertising, the arrow stuff as well. So to trace the call would be computer plus intuition, if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to hack into one of the devices that was doing the ordering, then you would normally do the normal hack on the fly against the device and its firewall.
Yep. Okay, we'll do that to start off with then.
Well, Anna, what's the rest of the plan before we just go and do something?
My theory or my thoughts are get onto the ordering system, find out who's ordered all these items. If it just gives you the comlink ID again rather than a name or anything, then we'd have to go the trace route style, or possibly change the order details so it has one of our comlink numbers on it.
Well, I think that would probably be the easiest way,
Yeah.
or even change
then, yeah.
the order details so that one
One's going to one of us, and then we can pick it up.
Mm.
In the meantime, Billy Bob's going to take the kids round and try and get them the rest of the stuff out there.
Yeah, so they're still sort of like in the corner, but Erin's still sobbing and Aaron's still sort of like consoling.
Is there
her.
like a pickup point for stuff within the booth?
You would assume there would be,
Right.
although
I
nobody's.
think we're still in the queue then to get normally.
We're gonna need to be put on the VIP list so we can get in quickly.
Well, no,
I
VIP.
was going to say about the VIP. Because
So
the VIP thing was literally just on that one pad, on that one thing. To put us on the VIP list for the whole event, I'd have to go into.
No, but I mean, if we're thinking just to get this game, then get ourselves one of us put. So if we go in, find out who the name is under for the order, get the order put on to one of our names, whoever it is, then put that person on the VIP list so they can get in and get the game quickly, pick it up quickly before the person who's ordered the 30 copies realizes is actually only getting 29. So then we can get the game and go. That's what I'm thinking.
So what we're saying is they must have 30 copies behind the
I would have
counter.
thought so. If there's
because
30 copies.
Who do you call it? It's already Aaron's already worked it out that it's a scam, and so they've already
Pre-sold them all.
pre-sold it all, but it's all to one
person. Yeah.
But
So
the other thing is, it could be that the person, the suppliers are having. If we just change one, it might be that they'll know that we're on to them.
So if we change it so that a few other people get it, just like put random names on it or something, or however we want to do it. So yeah, as you say, so it makes it look like there's less of just a one person having it.
Yep,
But,
sounds good.
And then whoever we're going to nominate to go and pick it up needs to.
That'll be you.
Pick it up.
I was going to say Billy Bob.
Because both me and both Studley and Locke have already had sort of like dealings with the people.
Yeah, that's fine. And Billy Bob's off with trying to get the others. He's gone off to see if he can get the other two to the kids to go off and get the other stuff. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Hurricane, you have to send me your what's your actual name? Tornado, sorry, not Hurricane.
Tornado.
Well, it's all hot wind.
It is all hot wind. Wow, it's not. But there again.
Just give me your name, Boeing.
You want my real name, or you want my you want my real name, or do you want my other one?
Well, it has to be the one that's linked to your con. So if you got a fake sin on your con,
yeah,
Could be that one. Or
Yeah,
could be
so-
the
one, because it's going to put your con.
yeah. So it's Tornado because I've got a fake sin.
just Tornado.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I suggest we take our first quick 10-minute break there, since it's slightly past, and then when we come back, you can crack on with the carefully orchestrated plan that you have, and we can see what happens. So if you're watching the stream, then we are going to take a 10-minute break, and we will be back shortly. So please don't go away. Oh, if I can change my thing, yeah. And we're back, yeah. And yeah, well, I don't know where I got this trap from, actually. But I remember that there was sort of like two dips in a dip in the sort of like the corridor. And as you went down to this dip, it was full of CO2, which actually puffed out your lights because they were burning torches there, so it went out. And then so you quickly got up out of the other side and lit your torches again, but on that part it was pure oxygen, so when you actually lit your torches it actually went back. I remember that trap for ages. I used to love that.
You obviously
One of my science teachers.
Say again, sorry.
Because you obviously pinched it from somebody
I did. I know I pinched it, but I think I made up a dungeon on my squared paper that was just trap after trap. It was a bit like Tomb of Horrors, but it was just no. Was it called Tomb of Horrors? That there was a dungeon that was basically just traps over and over again, and
Yeah.
I remember it from there. But it might have actually been from that dungeon. I'm not too sure.
I had a science teacher that did that oxygen trap as a lesson. So he set up the experiment.
With people, with pupils.
Yeah, with pupils. We had the we're all sitting at the desk, like less than a meter away from this thing. I had the perspex glass up, like to protect. The explosion was a little bit bigger than he intended it to be. It blew the perspex out. The guy who was sitting like 2 foot away from this thing was fine. Everybody else lost all their eyebrows and eyelashes.
And he no longer has a job. Can I just say
No, you can get head of science.
Okay, so let's crack on, shall we? So whereabouts are we up to? Let me just put that up. Oh yeah, I remember. You were just about to. Billy Bob is with Aaron and Ellen, and Studley, Tornado, and Locke, you are together. You can see each other, but there is some distance between you. Yeah, so what's the plan? Tell me what the plan is. Hello?
Yeah, he's nearly there.
He's nearly there.
Down, give him time.
So the plan, if I've got it right, is to go onto the purchasing computer or host or wherever they're keeping the purchasing details. Find out who's bought find these games, these 30 games, assign one to Tornado, and then randomly, what I was going to do is take a list of names off the list that was in there already, and just assign maybe 8 or 10 of them to individual ones to those people as well.
So what we're assuming is that the com number which we have, which Alan gave us, is going to match the
purchase order
next to the purchase order. So they're going to.
Oh, I see what you mean. So is the idea? Sorry. So are you scanning for that code first? Then is that the idea?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rather than reassigning one to anybody to start off with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah. So you need to do a hack on the fly test in order to gain entrance to the purchasing order.
I'm going to sit myself down. I'm going to go in there hot.
Oh, you're more than sat down then.
You're unconscious.
You're unconscious on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'll have to do it. Yeah. Sorry.
I'll kick him.
I'm gonna get the marker out and like draw in his face.
So hack on the fly first. Where are we?
So it should be. I think it is.
No, I've got. It's here. There we go. I just couldn't see it.
Hacking and logic, I think. Yeah. 4 successes. Yeah, you quite easily put your Fogspawn mark on the device, and you can gain access into it. Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll do matrix perception to look for. Sorry, excuse me 1 sec. Full of something. Right, so Yes, a major perception to find out which is part of the selling area of.
Yeah,
the
no,
house.
this is only the device. The only thing the device does is sells off things. It's almost like a cash till. So if you want to, you can do an edit file roll to search the data to make sure that to search for this com code that you have. Yeah. And just you rolled it already before I said.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right. I was just about to say, don't forget that data can be data spiked with a data bomb, but obviously haven't learnt from that.
No, I'm not altering it yet. I'm just looking for it. So
yeah, but no, sure as you start to engage with the file, you would set it off. Sure as you started to look down it.
okay,
So
I'll do perception first then.
So what that was your edit file. So I'm just trying to see what I actually
Question is now is
with. Intuition and firewall. Thank you. Oops, too many dice. Oh, thank you. A bit of a delay in rolling. So you search the file. You actually search the file, and there is no comparison to that com code. You can see that there's been lots of purchases made through this device, including the device, all the gunshot and ladders have been purchased through this device. Maybe not through this device, but you're looking at the central bank that they're all linked to. And but there's none. Your code that you have does not relate to any of this at all.
Right. Okay.
There's something else that you notice. You also notice that it almost like has the item, like gunshots and ladders. It has the com code. It has the amount purchased, and then at the end, there's it's almost like the status on it. So you can see, looking down, that some of the items that haven't been purchased yet are still, they just say available, and then some of them say not available because they're sold out. Some say awaiting collection, and some say collected. Okay, and as you do your edit file and you look down all the data, you notice that all 30 copies of gunshots and ladders, all their status is all set as collected.
So they've already been right. Okay. So, well, there can't be somebody walking around here with 30 copies in their pocket, can they?
so I think we need to find out. Sorry for metagaming, but we need to find out who those copies have been sold to. If there's a name next to them.
Right. Okay. I'm going to do a matrix perception on the area just to make sure it's not been data spiked.
Oh, tell me what you want. What is it that you want?
I want to see if there's any log of the purchase, the purchase order of those 30.
Yeah,
so
it's all there in front of you. You can scroll
so
down.
you've got the name of who bought them as well then on there.
Well, it just has the com code.
The com code.
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that com code.
So, well, yes, it's. Are you just looking for the gunshot and ladders ones? Yeah. So there's 30 copies of it, and you notice that each com code for each of the 30 copies is different. And you realise, you all four of you, because I presume this is being communicated between you. Yesteryear game wouldn't have allowed one person to buy all 30 copies. So if it is one person, then they've used a different com code every single time.
Yep.
But the com code that we've got, that Aaron provided, is on one of those 30 copies.
No.
Locke has already done a search for that. His initial search was for the com code, and it's not attached to any of the purchases at all.
but all these 30 are being collected. But we've seen nobody collect 30 from wherever. I'd assume that they'd be in the game area, in the actual compound area.
When they went in, because that was this morning, wasn't it? That was
They could, yeah.
We didn't get them on the list.
Okay. How about I'll make a note of these com numbers as well. I'll basically grab a copy of these com.
Yeah, you can download just for the 30.
Screenshot it.
Yeah, just for the 30. Yeah, you can do that. That's not a problem at all.
Just out of interest, are there any other massive? There'd be no way of. I was going to say any other games that have been huge, bought in huge quantities, but we can't say that it's been bought in huge quantities because.
Well, I can tell you that there was no more exclusive offers like Gunshots and Ladders were for this this event.
Have any of these numbers been used to buy anything else?
Make an edit file. Well. Yeah. You don't think so? You don't think so?
So perhaps we should try and track some of these people down and see if we can offer them more money for the game. You know, sort of like saying, well, if it costs you this amount of money, we'll give you this amount of money, and try and do it that way.
Aaron seems to think that one person's bought all 30. So we need to find out.
Can you tell whether or not the files have already been altered in any way?
Let me have a look. Can I do that? Can I see if they've been altered at all?
Roll a matrix perception check.
Perception.
It doesn't look like they have at all.
I mean, is it one of those things where the companies knows what they're doing and have issued numbers, fake IDs down the side?
Locke, you know, and Studley, you actually know this as well because both of you have some computer skill. It's quite easy to sort of like randomly generate acceptable com codes and then buy something with it. You know, it's not the actual purchase that's the important bit. It's the actually the collecting of it.
Yeah.
You know, so you could actually. I could go out and purchase a whole load of things, but the problem is having them delivered because it needs to come to
the address
a place, or a delivery address. So that would be the.
But then allegedly the person's come in here and picked up 30 copies.
Well, all it says, the status just says collected.
Collected, yeah. From where though? Is there a way to find out where they've been collected from? Would it say a dispatch area or?
Well, it probably doesn't say this on yesteryear's computer gaming system because they're just sort of like, this is like a cash till. So it's just like tracking orders. Studley might be able to extract it from an employer, or you might be able to just ask an employee, you know, where the games or where pre-ordered merchandise can be collected from, or whether or not they actually collect them themselves.
They might not have ever been for sale.
That's what I was trying to aim at originally. It was just one big giant scam of. You know,
and that's what everybody's blogging about. I mean, the easiest way to build up demand for something is to do like Nintendo normally does, and, you know, sort of like release a console and release 2 of them, you know, so that it then goes on to back order, and people are trying to get hold of them and pay an extraordinary amount of money just to get one when it comes out. That's the easiest way to do it. So these 30 copies, they might never have been available.
Right. So if they were never ever available, then there's no chance of you getting one for Erin then.
No.
I think we're just missing something. Perhaps we should try. What can we do? What can we do with that number that Aaron gave us?
We could trace it.
So perhaps we should do that then and see where that leads us. Because that's the only other option we've got at the moment. The other ones lead to a dead end, apparently, or seemingly.
So, Locke, do you wish to trace the com code number that you were given?
Yes, I will log out of this first.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be computer plus intuition limited by data processing.
No? Oh, sorry. For what? Sorry,
for tracing the number.
Tracing, sorry. Computer, right. So computer plus
intuition.
Intuition, sorry.
Yeah.
Limited by my...
Do you wish to pre-edge it?
I will pre-edge it, yes.
So if you just go onto your active skills and just change
yeah.
attributes and then click your edge button up at the top.
There we go, trace icon, that's the closest one.
Well, no, if you just go onto your skills and just change the drop-down thing for your computer skill to intuition rather than logic.
Yeah.
I would have thought computer is 6, I would have thought. Intuition,
yeah.
Intuition tends to be high with deckers in any case, so...
It's not with me.
Yeah, it's not with...
Oh, right.
It's 3, I think.
All right, so that would be 9 dice, so definitely pre-edge it then, because you're only rolling 9 dice.
Why can't I find something here? Computer's 5, that's right.
Computer 5?
Yep, 8 dice.
The face of the GM right now.
Right, I'm going to click data process, or trace icon, because that's got exactly what I need on it.
Richard, just go onto your active skill and you just change the attribute on your computer skill to...
Right, so that's pre-edged it for 4 successes. Yeah. So Studley, what's your computer skill?
I'm specialised in I have computer skill of a 5.
Right.
But I'm specialised in matrix searching, so that's at 7.
Yeah, got you. Okay, for 4 successes. So you set off your trace, and you sort of like send off the call button, and you follow it through the matrix as it zips around, and it comes right up, and then all of a sudden it enters the comm link of something on the matrix, and you see it actually accept the call, and you try desperately to grab the icon information, and it comes up as Officer Lemon or Lyman. I put it in the chat for you. Did everybody get that? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just writing it down.
Officer Lyman.
Lyman, yeah.
Okay. Right. I don't know. I'm at a loss now. I really am. So, okay, I'll make a note of that. Does it give me a general location of where he is, or...?
No, but you can tell that Officer Lyman is a Lone Star security, and you actually saw him in the first time you ever entered the gaming convention. I mentioned that he was walking around, keeping an eye on things.
So if Aaron's given us the phone number of the security guard the security officer for the convention, perhaps we should just simply call him and say that this company is doing a scam.
If you wish to put a mark on his communicator, well, you probably do a matrix perception check, and then you'll see it might be running silently. So, but or it might not be, but you can make
So-
a matrix perception check. if you wish.
Sorry, did you say he was like a police officer or a security guard?
He's the Lone Star.
Lone
Yeah,
Star. So
right.
yeah, he's
Still
like,
got you, John Locke.
yeah, you just rolled it with light edge, so you need to take your edge off and roll it again.
God.
Yeah, good point, Billy Bob. He's Lone Star, so he's actually police, but he's been hired to guard the convention. So just like a normal, in our time, a normal police force might be required to be around. Yeah, no, you can't see at all. Oh my giddy aunt. 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, and 1.
Mr. Average.
Nice. Yeah, you can't. There are a lot of communicators out there, but you can't seem to track down officer linemen. It could be that it's actually running silently.
Yeah, and I can't. Can I put a mark on it still or not? Or I'd have to get I can't do a mark via trace, can I?
No, what you would have to do now is,
See it and
well, you would have to get a little bit closer to him, and then you would then, if you got closer to him, you'll probably be able to see his icon, his comlink icon, if it wasn't running silently.
no problem. We'll do that in a bit then. Right.
Can you check the room log of the hotel to see whether or not they've put him up in a room in the hotel?
I will. Yeah, I will do when we do. I'd rather be there because it's a walk away, isn't it? The hotel.
Yeah, it depends. Are you leaving the gaming convention now?
No, I will. It's something I can do when we go back, isn't it?
Okay, cool.
We're leaving it right. Okay, that's fine.
Well, do you want me to do it now? I'll
Well,
scoot across the road.
The thing is, I mean, he'll probably try to move them on, and if he's in the gaming convention, we've got a chance of actually breaking into the room if he's got a room and actually getting a
See if he's
copy.
got 30 copies inside his room.
Yeah, if we leave it until he's actually
That's assuming he's the one that's taken it, and it's not just a phone number that Aaron's given us as somebody who could help us. So,
well, yeah, but if we wait until later,
okay, I will scoot across the road and.
It's definitely not somebody to. That's where the scam was coming from. That's what Aaron mentioned.
The scam was coming from that number.
Correct.
Right, sorry, I missed that bit.
Is it possible to like ping someone, like say like I was like sending out a signal? Is it possible to say if someone tries tracking me to go no, actually I'm this person over here instead of this person right here?
Yeah, any decker would be able to alter the comlink code. So a decker could do that quite easily. Could divert it to another comlink if need be.
So this Officer Lemon, whatever,
Yeah.
Might not have anything to do with it at all.
But that is a possibility.
Right, so I will myself leave the convention and go back to our room.
Okay. So what about the rest of you? What's the plan? Locke's heading back to the hotel. What's the plan for
so
this?
I mean, the plan is to meet up with Aaron and Erin and see whether or not we can actually do anything.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Ever want to come here again?
Yeah, I think we need to try and console her, say that we're trying to get her a copy if possible, and try and, like, as far as possible, continue with the rest of it so that we get the other stuff that's on their list.
That's what Billy Bob's already doing. He's already going around with them.
Yeah, but Aaron came back and has just been stood in the corner with Aaron being upset, and then that's when. So you've just been stood with them. They haven't moved since you started your conversation.
Okay. I thought we was...
But he perhaps needs to go shopping with them to.
No,
Yeah, I thought...
no, not at all. You either misheard or misunderstood it. They've just literally been sat there. Aaron's been consoling Aaron in the corner since it started.
Ah. All right.
As you approach Aaron, all of you, then Aaron sort of likes, as he sees you coming towards him, he sort of like says, "Have you got it then?"
No, not yet. We're working on it.
Right. I think I better take Evan back to the hotel then. She's slightly upset about everything.
Oh, you don't want to continue looking around the...
He sort of says no. He says, to be honest with you, now Evan's upset. I don't really feel like it anymore. That game meant so much to her. It's rather put a bit of a downer on the day.
Do you want to pass us your list so that we can try and get the other things on there whilst you guys are back at the hotel?
He says, if you want, he pings his list over to you via your communicators. He says, I'm going to take her back now. Maybe have something to eat in the hotel and then see whether or not tomorrow's any better.
Billy Bob's going to head back with them.
Okay. Locke, are you heading back as well?
Yeah, I'd already set off, to be fair.
Okay,
yeah.
so you've gone. Billy Bob's going back with them. What about Tornado and Studley? What are you guys doing?
Studley's going to try to do his best to get as much more as anything else that's on the list. Queue up for stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Tornado's going to do the same. So if we divide the list in half, what's left of the list in half, and do it that way until, or at least Tornado will do that at least until we get feedback from Locke to say if we've got. It's like we know what room we're going to, and then he can head back early with whatever he's got and help Billy Bob get into the room.
Okay, so Tornado and Studley, you're staying at the convention, going around buying stuff for from Aaron's list. Locke and Billy Bob, you're going back with Aaron and Evan. They go straight to their rooms as usual, and they order something to eat. Locke, what did you want to do?
I was going to go through the hotel guest list and see if I can find Officer Limion.
Okay, so you'll need to do hack on the fly.
Yeah, I'm in my room, so I'll be going in hot as well. So
yeah, cool. 4 successes.
Oh,
yeah, so you try to hack into the system, but I get 4 successes compared to you 3, so the system gets a mark on you. So you now have a little hotel stamp on you.
Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same again.
Okay, so now remember you're at -2 because you're repeating the roll.
How do I put -2 on the... Oh, there we go.
In the modifiers, yeah.
Yeah. So that would now be 0.
I get 1 success.
6 successes.
There's not a -2 on there, is there?
No, mine's got a 2 on it automatically for my program, so I've taken the 2 off and put down to 0.
Right.
Hack on the flies. It was 7 on this last one, but it's 5 on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
when you roll it, you can just put a -2 modifier. So when
the box appears.
Yeah. because then I can actually see that you've done it
I'll roll that
as I
again.
roll it. No, I'm quite happy with the roll. It's just that if you put it on the modifier, if I say you got +2 or -2 or whatever, if you put it there, then I can say yeah. So you've now got a mark on the hotel system. I think you had a mark on the hotel system before, didn't you?
I will have done, but I'll have shown my.
It started off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you managed to get a mark on the hotel system.
Yeah, and I want to erase this mark that's on me. Now that I'm in.
Okay. Cool. So that's computer plus logic.
3 successes.
Hang on a minute, and I roll. I think it's intuition plus firewall, off the top of my head, but let me just check it. Willpower. Yeah. Yeah, I get 2 successes. So yeah, you can erase the mark. Yeah.
Wonderful. Right. Okay. So I will do my mated perception on the guest list.
Yeah. Go for it.
Let's hope it's better than last time. Oh, 6. No, it's not. No, that was it. Oh, fake roll. It rolled it twice, but it didn't. But it did on my screen. 6 successes.
Yeah, the data file's totally clean. There's no data bomb on it or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay, so edit file now, isn't it? So I'm going to be looking for 2 things. I'm going to look for his com number linked to a room and his name as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Five successes.
Yeah, there's no booking under either his comlink or Officer Lyman in the hotel.
Right. I'll pass that information across to Studley and Tornado, and maybe say just follow him where he goes when he finishes, if you can. You know, if you get one of your drones perhaps to follow him.
I need to know what he looks like first.
That's a very good idea. Could I? I'll come out of the hotel. Just out of interest, while I'm in here, I'm on fire, kind of. At least I think I am.
Please don't tell me you're going to try tacking into Lone Star.
Yeah. Is the penthouse free, or is it still booked up?
No, the penthouse is free. Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do then in that case is, I'll explain it first. I'm going to try to transfer Aaron and Aaron's name into the penthouse. No? Or do you want us to go to the penthouse?
You can do that if you wish.
If you're going to do that, make sure you give it so it's not complimentary, but it's like a courtesy upgrade, so they don't actually have to pay any more.
That's right. Just a courtesy upgrade from their room to the penthouse, if it's free for the duration of their stay. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So.
Let's edit file. Yeah.
File. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, you manage quite easily to sort of like transfer it over. So now Erin and Aaron are currently registered to the penthouse suite. Just Tornado, just so you know, your drone has picked up recognition. It seems to have found, you can see the feed through your heads-up display. It seems to have found a box of it with the picture almost like on the side of the box, and it seems to be quite about this big by this big. It probably could contain 30 copies, and it seems to be parceled up, and it's seems to be positioned near the near one of the, almost like a maintenance exit, and there's a member of the yesteryear companies, it's their manager, and he stood there with it, just sort of like looking around as if he's waiting for something or somebody.
Do we know? Has it got like a number on the maintenance exit?
No, but you can because your drone can actually bring up the map soft and sort of like point out where it is. That's not a problem.
Okay. I'm going to send a message straight away to Studley saying, picked up what looks like it could be the game. Here's the location. He's going to ping the location on. Meet me there.
Is that just to Studley, or you sending it to?
Well, I'm sending it to everyone, but it's copied to everyone, but I've addressed Studley in it because he's in the Gamescom. So I then said, Studley, meet me there. Billy Bob and Locke, be advised. And then I'm going to say, it looks like the manager's there as well.
Studley, can you make a perception roll for me, please?
Billy Bob's gonna make his way back to the location that.
Okay, so you can. So it takes 5 minutes walk. So you're on your way back, Billy Bob. Yeah, Studley, you see Officer Lyman. He seems to be walking around. He seems to be almost like he's a bit like you. He's quite rotund. He doesn't look a super fit sort of guy. He looks almost like this is probably the best things he's had since a desk job, and he certainly doesn't look like he's enjoying having to plod around the gaming hall. Every now and again, as he sort of like people run past, and he just sort of like says "walk" like this at them, and
Which
carries
way
on.
is he heading?
He just seems to be walking round. He doesn't seem to be. He's not purposefully walking in any direction. He just seems to be on patrol. You know, so, okay. But he's not looking at anything. He's just casually just walking around the place.
Okay. So after receiving the call from Tornado, Studley's going to make a beeline for him.
Okay, so Studley, you're going to Officer Lyman. Tornado, you're going to where the manager is. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I want to be within sight of him, but depending where he is.
Okay.
If it's like down the side alley or down the side or something, there's no one else around. I don't want to approach him as yet.
Okay, so you just want to keep your distance.
Yeah.
Well, Studley's actually going off in a different direction. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. I don't know who this is yet.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, I presume with your open communications, Studley would have said, I'm going after Officer Lyman. So, and Billy Bob, you're heading back, and Locke, you're in the Matrix, sorting out the penthouse. So yeah, so Studley, you will get to Officer Lyman first, before Tornado gets to the end. What would you wish to do?
Okay, so Studley's going to approach him, and he's going to say, "Yes, excuse me, officer."
He sort of says, "Yeah."
I don't know whether or not it's been reported yet, but I saw somebody had left a unattended bag near, and he's going to point to one of the booths, sort of like in the opposite direction from where the manager would be waiting.
Oh yes, yeah, cool.
He did look a bit suspicious.
Just make a con roll for me, please. Oh, nice one. 5 successes. He says, thank you, sir. I will go and check that out straight away. And he sort of like walks off in the other direction away from the... he doesn't seem to be rushing. He just seems to be plodding along. Tornado, you can now, in the areas that you can see the box near the emergency exit, and you can see the manager there. Billy Bob, you're about halfway to the house. Locke, you're still in the Matrix in the hotel.
Okay, so once I've done that, I'm going to put in a call to. I'm going to get my comm unit out and say to Tornado, I'm on my way. Just keep it under surveillance.
Currently am. No one else around at the moment. Would advise if something changes before you get here.
Okay, and Billy Bob, where are you going once you reach the convention?
I'm heading towards a tornado.
Okay, so you're going in the front and then round to where Tornado and Studley's heading at the moment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Locke, is there anything you wish to do?
Mute. Unmute.
Just talking
Mike.
to himself. He hasn't turned his mic on. It looks pretty funny, actually.
Okay. Okay. So Tornado and Studley, you arrive with Tornado, so you're stood there now, and you can.
I want to do something else before.
Oh
then.
yeah. Sorry. Tell me.
Okay, so I want to find a. I want to. The first thing I want to do, I want to call up my spirit.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You can do. Which
as I
spirit
call-
are you summoning up?
My spirit of my mother.
Mother. Okay.
And then I want to find a booth that I can go in. You know, maybe one where you go in to practice VR or something. But when I go into it, I want to cast a spell on myself, and I want to I want to cast my physical mask so that I can look like.
Right, so you're trying to find somewhere that you can go into to cast a spell so it doesn't look like you're changing. Yeah. Okay,
and
then.
now that I've spoken to him, I know what he sounds like as well, so I can make the physical mask.
By all means. So just roll your. What force are you doing it as?
I'm doing it at force 6, and I'm edging it, and I also want my spirit to sustain it.
Oh, so your spirit's going to sustain your spell for you?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty nasty for them, isn't it?
It's for how many combat turns is it that they can do it for?
I'm just checking that now. It's in roll your physical mask to start off with. I'm sure.
If it's going to be too much for her to cope.
You can have a spirit. It's a bound spirit, isn't it? Yeah. You can have a spirit sustain a spell for you after you cast it. It takes a -2 dice penalty per sustain instead for you. It can do this forever. It can't do this forever. Only for its force in combat turns for each service you spend on it. So what's its force?
It's force 6. In which case, I'll sustain it myself.
Yeah, because it'd be 6 combat turns.
Yeah, because and that's over too quick. So I'm gonna sustain it myself.
Yeah, cool.
So this is the spell.
Spell casting plus magic. And what's the force? 3. 6. Sorry, yeah. So that'd be.
Yes, because I'm not limited to my focus concentration.
Correct. Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of dice.
6 successes. So that'll be 6 net hits, won't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. And you're incoming, and you've got 2 boxes of stun. Yeah, because your logic plus willpower roll, and then so 3 edge. Yeah. Cool.
But this one has a Oh, actually, that must have been a terrible roll on the drain. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because it's force -1, so it was only 5. Okay, so the plan is I'm going to.
You already got 3 successes. Yeah.
Yeah. So my plan is that he's going to make himself look like Officer Lemon.
And do what?
And once he's done that, he's going to head over towards the where the manager is with the box.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. So are you going up to Tornado, or are you just going straight there?
I'll go up to Tornado first.
Yeah, so just, Tornado, you will know that Studley has cast a spell, so you will recognise. You don't. He looks like Officer Lyman at the moment,
No.
but you know. So yeah, so you go up to Tornado.
Oh, hello, officer. Tornado says with a big wink.
Studley got orange mode.
Yeah. Tornado will whisper, I know that, hence the wink.
Ah, right.
So what's the plan? Are we just gonna go up to him and
Billy Bob, you've
Confront
arrived
it.
at the GameCon Centre. You're just making your way now. Are you about to make your way through the gaming convention to Tornado and Studley?
I assumed that it was that Officer Lyman is actually in with it, and he was the one who was supposed to take the parcel out of the convention.
Okay. Or do you want to?
And to be him, unless
So-
I'm missing something.
So do you want to do that? Then I'll hang back and provide support if need be. I think Billy Bob's on his way as well.
Right. Yes.
Just over comms, I'm gonna just say, don't assume that he's involved. From what you were saying about him earlier, just wandering around, he didn't seem too eager to be getting to this box, so it might not be for him. Just to pre-warn you.
That wasn't the box you were talking about, Studley, wasn't it?
He's talking about the box of games, isn't he?
Yeah, but Studley, I thought Studley said that he had found a suspicious package and pointed in the other direction to the box.
But when Studley first saw him, he wasn't really.
No,
in a hurry.
it was on
He was
patrol.
ambling around, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, exactly.
So Studley, what would you like to do?
He's going to approach the manager at the door.
Yeah.
Holding
Right, so you walk up to him and the manager turns around to you and says, "Oh, hello, officer. Nice to meet you. Can I just say that I think you're doing an absolutely fantastic job here at the game convention. It's so nice of you to give up your time and your expertise to help us here at the GameCon keep everything, shall we say, in order."
Yes. Well, that's very nice of you to say so. Yes, we just had reports of somebody acting suspiciously near a maintenance.
He sort of like goes, "Oh dear, oh, where was that? If I can help in any way, I'm pleased to. I would be more than happy to help you."
I believe they were referring to you.
Myself, acting suspicious, officer?
Well, so somebody loitering around with a parcel.
Oh yes, I'm just waiting here for this to be collected.
Oh, right. And who's collecting it?
I've been told to bring it to here by the person who ordered the people who ordered the games. Apparently, it's a almost like a team of people who are quite famous across the Matrix. Some kind of, there were some of these role-playing people.
Oh,
I must
right.
say they were very lucky to get in so early and manage to actually purchase all the gaming. But don't worry, because anybody, officer, who actually purchased them, we will provide the game for them within 2 to 3 weeks. Of course, it's always nice to have the exclusive pack from GameCon, of course.
Well, yes. It's a bit weird that they're picking it up from a maintenance.
Oh, yes. Well, apparently they have a truck. Or did
Ah.
they say bus? But really, officer, I've been coming to these game conventions for some time, and nothing surprises me now.
No, I can see why. Right,
Yes.
I'll probably wait around with you for a bit. If
Oh
that's
yes, that would be. I would really appreciate the company. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Do you come here often?
No.
Oh. So what made you actually take this role on then? Are you a gamer?
No, I just really like doing security.
Oh yes, I can see. It's not very many low star operative we have in the gaming convention. Normally they have something that they really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Often they want some exclusive merchandise on the side, like a hat or mug or maybe even a keychain.
Well, yes, exactly. Yes. Sorry, I'm just don't have
And Billy Bob, you've arrived now, so you're stood with Tornado off to one side.
Okay. I take it he's briefed me of.
Yeah, you're aware of
Yeah.
everything everything will be communicated across comms.
So does that include the conversation that Studley's having at the moment? Is he broadcasting that on comms, or is that just he's just having that conversation?
Studley.
Sorry, what was the question?
Are you broadcasting the conversation?
Yes,
Are you
but
I
no,
know.
because I have to take my comm out of my
Okay,
pocket.
no, that's fine.
Have a sub-vocal
Okay.
Are you subvocally telling me that then?
No, I'm telling you.
No,
just
I'm outing it.
venture running.
So is the plan just to stand for a while? Is that the plan, or are you waiting until something gets picked up? Or
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
yeah, I was just thinking, outside of the game, if I was to know that we're waiting for a van, I could always get my van to come round. We could pretend to be them, and if you're there as the officer, we could like lag our way through that we're picking it up, or we could say, oh, we're just dropping off the copies into my van for the guys. Everyone else is then going around the front to pick them up, and then we've got the copies. That's an option.
Yeah, whatever.
Or we can wait till they get there and I'll kill them all and then.
Kill them all. Yeah. Would you like me to look outside the back of this service entrance via the cameras and see if I can see anything going on outside? If there are any cameras on facing that wall, of course.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, can do.
Okay. Now I'm going to some noise on this, and so I'll be at a -2, is it?
yeah. So you're hacking back into the game con.
Yes, but
host. Yeah.
Are there any cameras on the outside operated wirelessly that I can I can basically have a look through?
Hang on, let me just have a look at the game con. No, it doesn't. There's nothing broadcasting wireless outside on the matrix.
Okay, so in that case, I will.
I think you've still got a mark on the
Mark.
on the host, so you can enter the host. That's not a problem.
Okay, so I want to do a perception and see if I can see the camera controls.
Yeah, by all means, go for it.
Oh, I forgot to put a -2 on that. Sorry. Do you want to roll it again?
Yeah, yes, please. Yeah.
Perception, and it's. Why has that not changed? -2. Yep, two
Cool.
successes.
Yeah, so you can see that there are some cameras. They seem to be just patrolling the area, and you're just about to go to them to start sort of edit them when something happens, and everybody either sees or senses this in some way. So the first thing that happens, Locke, is that you actually quite dramatically get dumped from the Matrix. You're in the host, and 1 minute you're sort of like busy in the host, and then all of a sudden you seem to get just dumped from it in one fair swoop. I'm just finding dump
So it's
shock.
like-
Yeah, so if you would like to roll your willpower plus your firewall. And you'll have your -2 because of the... well, it'd be +2 because of your hot sim and -2 because of the noise.
Willpower firewall's 5. Sorry, just trying to get it to the main 5, so 8 in total, with -2. So 6.
Right. Okay. I can do. You when you do that, you need to do greater than 5 on the end. So that's 1, 2. That's 3. 3 successes. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So you're actually hot sim at the moment, aren't you? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this will be plus. Yeah. This will be physical. Because you're in hot sim. So 3 successes will take it down from 6p to 3p. So you take 3 physical stun, 3 physical onto your persona, onto your deck as you get kicked out of the Matrix. Do you have a Matrix theory roll?
Let's have a look.
It'd be under a knowledge skill.
I'd like to think I do, but no. Which I thought I. No.
No. Okay. Then that's absolutely fine. You're not too sure why you've been dumped out of it.
However, electronic warfare. Oh, no.
However, Studley, Tornado, and Billy Bob, you see something quite different, and the first thing you hear is an explosion. Okay, it's not a massive explosion. It's not like, but it's definitely an explosion. It seems to have come far off to your right somewhere. And as it explodes, just as you hear this noise, you notice that everything around the gaming convention stops. I.e., lights go out, aircon goes out. You notice any electronic device that was actually connected to the mains power in this place goes out. The only thing that is still going is like Matrix devices. But you also notice that a lot of them are having to reboot to re-establish a connection somewhere because it looks like everything's been stopped. And everything is plunged into darkness. Immediately there's all this noise, and there's a huge amount of screaming and yelling, and people are running backwards and forwards, and you can sort of like people are shouting help. What would people like to do? Billy Bob, Tornado, and Studley, you're up first. Either way,
Where's his box? Is it on the floor at the moment, or is he handling it? He's got hold of it.
It's originally on the floor. What visual enhancements do you have?
I have low light.
Oh yeah, so you can still see the box. You're not plunged into complete darkness, but low light will pick it up. It's just sort of like stood there, and the manager is sort of like taken up almost like a fetal position. You know, he's sort of like hands over his head, as if there's a bombing or something happening. What would you like to do?
Studley's going to almost say he's going to grab hold of the back of him and sort of like try pulling him up and pushing him towards the closest booth.
Okay, cool. Tornado, what would you like to do?
Cover. But
Tornado is going to take this opportunity because he knows that it's dark. He's going to nudge Billy Bob and say, "Let's go and see if we can get a copy of this game." And he's going to set off towards where he last saw Studley. He's got low light vision as well.
Okay, so you're going to head towards the gate. Yeah, Billy Bob, are you going with them?
Yeah, Billy Bob was going to do that anyway. He's going to.
Yeah. So you both managed to get to the pile of games. What would you like to do? Studley, you've managed to get the manager into a booth.
Studley's going to be running with the manager towards a booth. Which direction?
You've got him into the booth now.
Right.
So you've done that. I heard that from last time. So what do you wish to do next?
He's going to say, "Stay where you are," and he's going to leave the booth and head off in the direction that the explosion came from.
Okay, so the first thing that you need to do for me is that could you roll your initiative, your reaction and intuition, because you're actually trying to move against the crowd now, because it seems like a lot of people are coming away from that area, so you're trying to sort of like get through them at all. Is there is there anything you would like to do to ensure that you get through then?
I will. And I'll just let me see whether or not I've got it. Yeah, I want to. Once I've got initiative, I want to summon up my spirit again.
Okay, so you're going to so you summon up your spirit because that's a complex action, isn't it? Is it a complex or simple?
I'll tell you.
No,
it's a.
Figure it out. I'll deal with Tornado. So Tornado and Billy Bob,
it's a simple action.
You're at this this box now. So you're both there. So what's the plan? Do you wish to sort of like open it and try and get one of these games out? Is that
Billy Bob's going to turn around and say, "Quick, grab a couple of copies and stick them in my day sack."
Yeah, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to open up. If it's in a crate, we're going to open the crate up.
Yeah, it's just
a couple of copies.
Yeah, it's just like wrapped up in paper. It's just sort of like wrapped up in paper, and so you can easily rip it open, and take a couple of the games out and sort of like stuff it into Billy Bob's thing. You summon your spirit up, Studley.
So it's a summon and give it an order are both simple actions.
Okay, then so what do you wish to do with it?
So I'm going to ask Mother to help me move through the crowd, using her movement.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you start to move through the crowd of people, and Mother sort of like almost like starts to part the way in front of you. So you sort of like start to move through. Is that your reaction plus intuition?
Yeah, but I would have been at.
No, can you roll it? I don't want to.
My initiative.
No, I want you to roll reaction and intuition. I need to see how much successes you get, rather than your initiative. So you need to do 6 greater than 5. But because you've got your spirit with you, you can add the force of your spirit onto your dice roll.
Okay.
So you'll be 12 d6s greater than 5.
Yeah. 12 d6 greater than, not -1, 5. Whoa. 5 successes.
5 successes, yeah. So you're moving through this this crowd with Mother sort of like guiding you. So as somebody's about to hit you, she sort of like moves you to one side, and it's slowly. So you almost like feel that you're running, but really Mother is moving you from side to side, taking the thing. And Tornado and Billy Bob, you open this thing and take out a couple of these games. And as you're stuffing it into Billy Bob's day sack, the emergency door opens, and there's an individual there in a t-shirt that has staff written across his t-shirt, and he sort of like opens the door and he sees you both there, and you're just sort of like, you've just taken these things out, Tornado, you're just popping them into Billy Bob's day sack as he opens the door. And it's sort of like light sort of like flashes in onto you, sort of like illuminating the scene. Tornado, can you just make a perception? Tornado, you can make a perception check, and Billy Bob, make a perception check at -1, because your chances are you're not completely looking at this direction.
2.
I'll just wait for Billy Bob's. Yeah, both of you got 2. You're not too sure, but you figure you're almost like, you could have swore he blinked, like this, like that,
Well,
as he opened the door. Did you see that? So he sort of like opened the door. You were like that, and he went. There was a slight pause, but you're sure that he went with his eyes. Okay. Okay, Studley. How far do you want to move? Are you going to go straight to where the sound of the bomb came from? Is that the plan?
Yeah, but I want to try to drop the elude the mask, physical mask spell as I'm going.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You
don't want to arrive there and find out that there's 2 of us.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You can drop that. So as you're moving along and Mother's moving you, the mask spell just slowly dissipates from you, and you start running around like Officer Lyman, and then slowly you come back to Studley, and you pull your trousers up a bit and carry on running. You seem to get to what appears to be a surface area, and it's a good job you dropped your spell, because Officer Lyman is there. And there seems to have been the doors open. It looks like some kind of service doors being blown open, and you can see inside that there's all machinery, and there seems to have been some kind of explosion in there. You do notice that on the outside, it's on the arrow. There's no arrow on it at all, but you can see that there's a label that says power. On it. You think it might be the power generator in there, but you're not too sure.
Comms reboot, did you say?
Say again, sorry.
Did comms reboot?
No, I said the people who had data pads in the booze, etc. They sort of like, it went off, and it looked like they lost connection with something, and then rebooted. So you figure it'll probably be like they might have been attached to the host. And so now they've reset itself. So rather than using the GameCon wireless, which means they would have had no noise, they're actually using their own wireless capability now. You know, they've sort of like rebooted to do that. Tornado and Billy Bob, what would you like to do?
Really?
Hang on. Let's do it this way. Let's roll. Let's roll some initiative. Studley, you can roll yours as well, just so I've got you on the thing.
Oh, hang on. Where's my character? Because I got to click on my character. There.
Oh, what am I doing? Initiative.
Locke, what's your plan?
I'm going to. As soon as I was dumped from the Matrix, I would have told them via comms what's happened. So I'm listening to this as it's going on over the channel, and I will head out the door.
Okay. I'm just going to. I'm just putting the staff guy on. So Tornado, you will be. Let me just check. I'm 13. Brilliant, thank you. Right. So Tornado, you're up.
So Tornado's going to delay his action, but he's going to use his free action to call to Locke and say, "Just been discovered by security staff. Think you might have taken the picture.
Okay.
Called us nicking something."
Okay, so you're delaying your action, and what are you delaying it to?
I'm going to delay it to see as a reactive action, depending what the staff member does. So if he seems to attack, then I'll defend myself.
Okay then, Billy Bob, what would you like to
do? Billy Bob wants to he wants to try and grab hold of him and intimidate him.
Okay then, so you need to go towards him, which you can move towards him, and then you'll need to do a grapple roll for me. Do you have unarmed combat? Yeah, that's what you need to use. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's Joe Rouse.
It's on your skill list, I think.
Yeah, unarmed. There he is. Situation modifiers. Come on, baby. Daddy wants a Ferrari. 6 successes.
Cool. I think I oppose it. I'm just finding the bit when I oppose him. Knockdown, interceptions, subduing. There we go. Unarmed combat plus thing with a threshold equal to so you've done your unarmed combat. If the attacker subdued if the attacker compared to the strength plus net hits to the attacker successfully hits, compare his strength to the. So what's your strength plus your net hit? So you got 6. What's your strength?
Strength is 7.
7, and compared to my physical limit, which is 4. Yeah, so you've managed to grab hold of this guy. So that's your complex action. So you've now got hold of this this person. That's on 18. So this is the staff guy. Cool. Can you roll for me, please, Billy Bob? Can you roll for me? You need to find out what your rating of your comm link is. What's your rating of your comm link?
Oh, was it a 3? Character. Nope. Equipment.
Do you remember what it's called?
I thought I had it marked on the thing.
What was it, sorry?
I need his comm link rating.
Oh, wait, there's more down there. Suppressor, subvocal mic.
It's a Meta 1 comlink. It's comlink Metalink, so it's rating 1.
1. So can you roll... what's your intuition? I'll be on your first character sheet.
Yeah. 5.
5. So can you roll for me 6 dice? So roll 6 dice greater than 5. Or just roll 6 dice and I can work it out from there.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to do it blind?
No.
Normal roll. 6.
Yeah, okay then. So you notice that your comlink crackles.
Mm-hmm.
Your comlink crackles on 13. Studley, you're up on 8.
Is there anybody? I suppose that there's the officer by the by this thing. Is there anybody else there?
And no, it seems like the majority of the people are sort of like escaping. And he, as you approach, he says, "Stand back! Stand back! This is dangerous."
Okay, so Studley's going to stand back, and he's going to head back the way he came.
Okay, Locke, you said that you were coming out of the door, so are you heading towards the gaming convention? Is that the idea?
I'm going to be heading. Yep.
Okay, so that'll be in 5 minutes, which is quite a few combat turns.
Quite well.
Yeah. Okay then. So we'll take. We could change initiative. So Tornado, you'll be up on the second pass on 9.
Tornado. Billy Bob's got thingies and got the guy in the thing. Tornado's going to say, "Oh no, I've used my free action for the round, haven't I?"
Yeah.
The turn. Tornado's going to duck outside because it's an external door. Did you say?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's going to duck outside and see if anyone else is outside.
Okay then. Yeah, so you go outside the door, and there seems to be a van there. It seems to be quite a basic sort of van. It's not like a big bulldog van. It's almost like a delivery van. It's white, and the back doors are open. Billy Bob, what would you wish to do?
I want to intimidate him. He's gonna turn around and say, "Stop what you're doing, or I'll squash you like a bug."
Okay. Roll your intimidation roll.
There he is. Situation modifiers.
No.
I hate this book.
I think that's a critical glitch, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ed?
So so you sort of like stop what you're doing, or I'll really be angry with you. Okay. Yeah, and then on 3, he actually the guy does 2. He. Just need to make sure I'm playing this right, because I don't want to mess it up at this point, because everybody will shout at me.
In what?
We wouldn't
And
dare. We wouldn't dare.
Readying a weapon, drawing a weapon is a simple action, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
So he seems to draw something. It seems to be some kind of machine pistol, and he fires it off down at your foot, Billy Bob, in order to release some ammunition into your foot. Once this is fired, Tornado and Studley and everybody will hear the gunshots. It's not actually silenced at all. So he brings it out, and he sort of like points it down at your foot, and he lets rip with some dice. He's got a minus to this because he's in a choke hold, just so you know. So he gets 4 successes. So roll your dodge thing to try to get rid of.
Dodge.
Yeah.
I thought it would just be so. Okay.
You can move your foot.
Pull your butt. Yeah, pull your foot out.
Yeah.
Where the? Has it been that long? There is. Dodge.
Initiative.
5 successes.
Yeah, 5 successes. So he sort of like pulls it out and aims at your foot and releases a burst of machine gun fire at your foot. But you manage to move it out the way, and it sort of like clatters into the floor. I think, Studley, you don't have one, don't you?
No. I didn't change my initiative, sorry.
Yeah, so therefore this will be the next... this will be the next round, so we need some... Oh, sorry, I've got rid of everybody's initiative. What was people's initiatives?
I was on 8.
I was on 9. So we need to re-roll it anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Can we not re-roll it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
re-roll it, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, let's whack you into order. Okay then, so Billy Bob, you're up first.
Is it a simple action to like drag him, or is it?
It depends what you want to do with him.
I want to get him outside the door.
Yeah, so what you would do, therefore, because you currently got him subdued, so what you can do with your actions, you can either make an additional unarmed combat test, and that will give you a better grip. So what I'll say that's what if you do that and succeed, then you're dragging him out. You can inflict stun damage onto him, which is a damage value equal to your strength, or you can knock the defender down. And then we just follow the rules for cold shot, so it's -4, but you get a superior bonus of +2 because of your superior position.
So could he just sort of like whack the guy's head into the door frame but cold shot to do stun damage rather than physical?
So that would be either be to do stun damage, which would be the character on the character with damage value equal to your strength. This requires no test, but the defender resists it with his normal armor applies to it, or you can knock the defender down, and then we do the call shots thing. When you attack it, but you get -4 +2, so you get -2 instead of the -4 for it.
Right.
So if you're knocking his head,
if you're gonna whack his head against the door frame, you're not gonna knock him out because your strength's 9, isn't it, or 7?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be 7 stun that he'll take
minus whatever he can resist it with.
If he's wearing armor. He doesn't get a dodge.
But you're not working on any other successes, so
Right. Okay. So yeah, he'll do that then. He'll like bash his head into the wall to try and knock him unconscious.
So are you going to knock him down or do stun damage to him with your
stun.
strength? Okay.
Stun.
So he will. So that'll be your strength, which is what?
7.
7. So I'm taking 7 S, and then I roll my armor resist. He gets 6 successes on his armor, so that'll be 1 stun. Yeah. So you sort of like whack him into the wall, but he somehow manages to get his arm or his leg up onto it, so he doesn't take the full blunt blow, or he tries to twist himself slightly, so you sort of like whack him into his shoulder rather than his head. Tornado, you're up.
Tornado, hearing the gunfire going off, is going to take cover and no, not take cover. He's going to
Run away,
move away from the door, and he wants to try and call his van to come and pick them up.
Okay, that's parked at the hotel, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Okay then. So you're doing that via remote control then?
Yes.
Yeah. Crash it last time.
Yeah.
That was on Autosoft.
Okay, so that will be your so you can sort of like, you're doing that via AR as well, aren't you? So that would be just having a look, control action, electronic warfare plus your intuition.
Electronic warfare plus intuition. 2.
2 successes, yeah. So you managed to boot it up so it bursts into life, and it's on its way. This is another shot going into your trying to go into your leg. He actually tries to shoot it off, and you notice that the machine pistol is actually firing burst fire, so it's actually going da 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 like that. But as you saw, like swinging round, it sort of like misses your leg, etc. And that was on 13. Studley, you're up on 9.
So Studley is heading towards the towards where all this is happening.
Yeah. Okay. Are you still your services? Are you still using your service from Mother? Is Mother still assisting you?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. So with her movement behind you, you can actually get here a lot quicker. So you will arrive on your action at 9. What do you wish to do?
Seeing Billy Bob in combat with somebody and with the gun going off, I want to cast a spell.
Okay, go for it. Spellcasting plus magic.
Yeah, so
Force as a spell?
this is coming off at force 6.
Okay. So that's your limit.
It's thinking about it. It's thinking about...
Oh, good old roll 20.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
There we go.
4 successes, and you resist the drain.
Okay, so you can...
I can't dodge it.
no, but you can resist it with your armor at a -6 AP.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Ignore this roll that's just coming up, because I didn't put the -6 on it.
So as Studley sort of like runs through
3
the
successes.
crowd. Okay, so you will take 10. You take 3 successes. You got, yes.
Yes.
So you take 7 stun.
7 boxes, yeah, because it's all just one box with now. Remember, so that's he's taken 8 boxes now. Just so you know. Okay, so well, 20 just refreshed itself.
Yeah, it's really slow all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why we should move to fantasy grounds.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
who left?
no.
If you
No,
refresh it, it comes back up again. Okay, so Billy Bob, you've already adjusted yours, so and I'll be down at 3. Yeah, so Billy Bob, you're up.
Okay. Right. Billy Bob's gonna. Sorry, did you? Yeah. He's gonna ram his head again.
Okay,
And
so that'll be your strength, which is
7.
7.
7.
7.
He gets 3 successes, so that would take it down to 4 stun, which
11.
which actually knocks him out. He's unconscious on the floor.
Right.
Okay, yeah, so you sort of like let him go down on the floor. Studley, you're there. Tornado, you're outside ARing your van round. Locke, you're on the way to the on the way to the gaming convention. So Billy, Bob, and Studley, what do you wish to do?
Is he through the door or on the other side of it? Can we pull him into the...
Sorry, you talked about the guy, this member of staff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
I'm gonna
he's on the inside of the. He's not outside. He's inside.
Okay, so I'm going to go to Billy Bob and say,
put him on the other side, or put him on the other side, and then we're going to close the door behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're going to be on the conference side. He's going to be on the parking lot side.
Oh, so Studley and Billy Bob, you're still inside. Then Tornado and the staff guys on the outside. Yeah.
Oh, is Tornado on the outside?
Yes.
Oh, right.
He's behind the van, calling his van round.
Billy Bob's going to turn around and say, I think he took a picture and did something with my comm.
Oh, yes, he's probably blocked your comm. And I take it Mr. Locke is onto the pictures already.
Are you guys? Is there any action, Studley and Billy Bob, you want to do? I know you're chatting, but do you want to do an action as well as talking, or do you just want to stand there? That's what I'm trying to ascertain.
I'll drag him out, and at the same time wave to Tornado to come in.
Okay, so
yeah, because we want to be on the conference side rather than on the.
So, Studley and Billy Bob, you dragged the guy inside. Yeah.
Outside.
I thought you dragged him into the conference area.
No, we want to.
Whereabouts, Studley and Billy Bob? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be inside or outside?
We want to be in the conference area.
So you want to be inside.
Yeah, but we want the other guy, the unconscious guy, to be on the other side.
Yeah, so Billy Bob and Studley, you're inside. Tornado and the staff member of the guy is on the outside. Yeah?
Yep.
And the door is?
At the moment, open.
Okay, then. So, back to the question. What do you two want to do?
We're going to wait until... we're going to wait.
Okay.
All right. Well, okay. We're going to wait until tornado comes through, and we're going to close the door.
Okay. So as you're stood there waiting, Locke, you're sort of like going down the road, and as you go down the road, you actually hear the sirens of what could be either Lone Star or firefighting things heading towards. And as you go down, you see the mass exodus of people leaving the gaming convention. The other thing that you do see is Tornado's van drive past you and round the back. So Tornado, your van has arrived now.
I'll follow the van.
Okay, so I'm going to say, van's here. Are we going? He's going to get well.
Are you getting?
Okay.
Are you getting in the van?
Well, Studley's not going to get into the crowd and go out with the rest of the crowd.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
It looks a bit dubious with all.
Okay, so Studley, you're going out with the crowd. Locke, you've arrived at the van. Okay, Billy Bob, where are you going?
Billy Bob, if he's after there, Billy Bob's going to pull the door shut and go out with the crowd.
Okay. So you shut the door and go out with the crowd. Locke and Tornado, you're outside with the white van and with the bulldog
the unconscious
van.
body. Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to get in my van, probably with Locke, and we're going to.
Well, I was going to get rid of the. If he's taking photos, like you said, I was going to nuke his eyes.
Ooh.
Did you want me to get rid of his photos if he has taken any? No.
Yeah, if possible, if that's not going to take any time, because I'm just conscious we've got the van around the back now. So anyway, Tornado is going to be getting in the van and say to Locke, if you can get rid of the photos quickly, do. If not, we need to go.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go matrix perception. I want to see if his eyes are both cybernetic.
Yeah, well, cyber. Roll your perception.
2 successes.
Yeah, you can't see anything on him at all that is actually running normally.
So everything's running silent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you would have done a matrix search to see whether or not what's around you, and then a matrix perception you do a matrix search first, and then you would say so a search tells you where things are, a perception test tells you what they are. So a matrix search would go first, so you would see that there's no things running silently. Things might be running silently. Then roll your perception, so you have 2 successes. So therefore, I can tell you that there's several things. There's only one thing that you can see that is 2 things that's running silently. Mainly one thing, which is his comm link, and he's also got a smart gun link on his machine pistol. Those are the 2 things that are running silently.
Right. So his cyber eyes are open then, I take it? Or he doesn't have cyber eyes?
You can't. The only 2 things that you can see running silently are his comm link and his smart gun link.
Okay, in that case, I will hack on the fly onto his comm link.
Okay then. So yeah, you need to roll your hacking plus logic. Remember, your dex damaged.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be some negatives there.
How does that work? It's on a 3, isn't it? So I'm just trying to find the...
So roll your hack on the fly.
Yeah, I was just trying to see what negative I need to put on there.
How many boxes have you lost?
3.
3, so that's -1.
Thank you. Five successes there.
So are you that 2 bonus, is that because you're running...
No, it's my special it's because I've got exploit running, which gives me +2 when using hack on the fly. Oh no, it's not. It's because I'm specialised in it.
So what's your normal hack on the... 7's your hack on the fly?
No, I've got 15 as hack on the fly when I'm hot simmed. Oh, I'm not hot simmed, am I?
No.
It says hot sim /silent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2, but you're not.
sim.
Yeah. Because if you were silent, you would be at -2, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, I'm not silent. Yeah. I have exploit, which gives me a +2 to sleaze.
Yeah, so that is your limit.
And I also have... it's my... I've got a perk which gives me a +2 to using hack on the fly.
Which should go onto your hack on the fly roll. That hot sims silent roll should only be for hot sim or silent.
Yeah.
So what's your hack on the fly roll that you have normally?
My hack on
You
the
have
fly,
6 logic.
Yeah.
Your hack on the fly roll is 7. Yeah.
Hacking the fly's logic and hacking, so that's going to be 6 logic. So 12 would be normal, isn't it? Because my logic is 6 and my hacking is 6.
So you've got +1 for something.
Oh, 5. Sorry, 5. Sorry, 5.
So yeah.
And then,
+2
yeah.
is.
So +2. So that's your exploit or your thing that you got running.
Yes, which is my +2 dice for one matrix action.
So that's 6 + 7. That's 13 dice.
That's right. Yeah.
-1 for your damage, which is 12 dice. And you've rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 dice.
Yeah, I'd hot sim clicked.
Yeah, so you need to roll it again
Yeah, which
without
is
your hot sim on.
Yes.
Cool. Right. 3. Yeah. So you get a mark on his comlink. Yeah.
Okay. I want to do a check for any data bombs. So that's a perception.
Yeah. Data bombs can only be on files. So unless you're searching for files, then
yeah. Well, I was going to be looking for photos on his.
Once you're in his comlink, you can see that everything is panned to it. So you can see that his cyber eyes are panned to it. He's got a cerebral booster attached to it. He's got low light vision and thermographic vision. He's also got a data jack, and he also has his cyber deck connected up to it as well.
Right. So would I be able to tell if his eyes actually have cameras built in then?
Yes, make a matrix perception check for me.
Yeah. That's a -1 as well.
And you don't think so?
Okay. In which case, I am just going to
check his cyber deck for a data.
Yeah.
So he's going to have downloaded it directly onto his data chip.
Tornado, you can hear these people coming. The sounds of Fire Engine and Lone Star coming closer now.
Can I set a data bomb on a file on his comlink?
I'm
Go on.
Oh,
sorry. Tornado is going to say, law enforcement's coming. We need to go in 10 seconds. We need to go now.
Yeah. So you're to set up a data to set a data bomb is software plus logic.
yeah. So that's that, and I have a -1 again. Oh, why isn't it on there? -1. 2 successes on that.
That's my opposed vote. Yeah. So you've set the data bomb on the comlink data file.
Okay, I'm just going to just log out of that, grab his deck, and I'm just going to. I'll take his deck with us.
Okay, so you put a data bomb in on his comlink's data file, and then you grab his deck and sort of like dive into the back of the van. Studley and Billy Bob, you're at the front. Whereabouts do you wish to go?
I want to head along with the rest of the crowd, but head into the direction of the hotel.
Okay, so and is the plan that Tornado and Locke, you're going back to the hotel as well?
I'm going to loop around the block and then get to the hotel.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I want to see if Lone Star, as I'm looping around the block, I want to see if Lone Star are following me.
No, they're not following you. They're busy evacuating the whole of the GameCon centre. So
I will have turned this deck off, by the way.
Yeah. So you get back to the hotel, and you meet up in your room, and I think we'll leave it there, and because that seems to be a suitable time to pick it up for next week. So
and there was me. Sorry, I was just about to say there was me wanting to hear Aaron's excitement of being upgraded, but I'm gonna have to wait.
Yeah. Does anybody have any announcements that they would like to make over the rest of the week?
No.
Nope.
Nope, fine at the moment.
No, excellent. So I will be back streaming sometime this week. If not on Thursday, then I'll be back on Saturday with some Elder Scrolls Online in the afternoon, and then again on the Saturday night at 7 o'clock BST time when we'll be doing the next episode of Mithras, a fantasy role-playing game. And then I'll be back on Sunday at 3 o'clock for Elder Scrolls Online. So please keep in touch. You can come to our Discord channel, or just follow me on Twitter at Inwills, or use the webpage inwills.co.uk. So until next time, I would just like to say to each and every one of you, thank you very much for supporting the stream and coming along tonight. I'd like to say to you, be who you are and say what you think, because the people who mind don't matter and the people who matter don't mind. Have fun, and I will catch you all later. And until then, consider yourself well and truly waffled. Have fun, guys. Bye. Press out. Right.